Hello, good evening, and welcome to George Washington High School here in Charleston, West Virginia, the capital of the Mountain State, for another Football Friday night. So we've got a nice battle between Kentucky and West Virginia this evening here on the Hill, as the Ashland Paul Blazer Tomcats have made the drive down I-64, or over from I-64, I should say, and have come here to Charleston to take on the George Washington Patriots. The Tomcats come in to this contest 1-1 on the season, at this third week of the year for the Tomcats, as Kentucky high school football starts a week early with Ohio, unlike West Virginia. So Patriots, meanwhile, 1-0 after a big win last week to start the season off on Thursday night, knocking off Cabell Midland. First time in 7 tries, or now eight tries rather. It was a 7-game losing streak for GW against Cabell Midland before that win last Thursday night to start the season. And then the Tomcats started off, or finally got their first win of the season in week 2 last week against their rival Boyd County, winning 22-8. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our media center crew, happy to have you with us here in the Frontier Communications broadcast booth for another week of high school game day, brought to you by Parmar Stores. Happy to have you with us here on the Hill this evening. And before we get into too much of this contest, we want to thank our sponsors, our West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. We also want to thank Kolaski Orthodontics, Gateway Mortgage, Improved Physical Therapy, Woody Hill Attorneys, and Harris Bros Roofing. Well, now let's get back to this contest tonight. Again, GW riding high after that win last week. Also got Coach Steve Edwards Jr. his 182nd career victory as a head coach. He now has the record for most wins as a coach in Kanawha County. A big accomplishment for him, especially after ending that 7-game losing streak, but a quick turnaround to face these Tomcats.
Yeah, that's something Coach mentioned. We talked to him a little bit ago, is if you're going to break that record, being against Cabell Midland is a heck of a team to do it against. Just a great team effort last week against Cabell Midland. They come out here on the field where they really surprised some people against Cabell Midland a week ago. We'll see if they can keep that up against the Tomcats. And Coach E, we both played for him, so just great to see him get that accomplishment.
Tomcats again coming from over an hour away from Ashland, Kentucky to play here tonight. Again, a big win for them last week. Gotta hope to keep that momentum here this evening against the Patriots.
Yeah, against Boyd County, it's always a big game over there between Ashland and Boyd County over there. Great to get that first one before you have to make that trip into West Virginia. Their coach got his first win in over a decade as a head coach. We'll get into that a little bit later, but always a good test for both of these teams. They're on each other's schedule regularly. I was saying, they play just as much as a conference opponent at this point. It's still a good test for both teams, and always a matchup that the teams and fans look forward to.
11th game in this series about to get underway here on the Hill between the Tomcats of Ashland and the Patriots from George Washington. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get you set for kickoff between the Patriots and the Tomcats right after this here on High School Game Day, brought to you by Parmar Stores.
Time for a Labor Day tents event. This is our biggest event ever with the most cards and the most offers.
We've got 4 locations of inventory. Not only are we selling at our main lots, but we've got tents at the Kanawha Mall and the Old Sport Mart Plaza. Every test drive is a chance to win $1,000. Buy a car and get your choice of $1,000 cash, no payments until 2023, 250 gallons of gas, or take a bigger discount.
With the best trade-in figures powered by Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, you can get the best deals of the year.
Go to TopJ4.com and see for yourself.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month. The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. You have to make certain that the lawyer you hire has your best interests at heart. We typically meet our clients at the worst times of their lives, and it's our job to help them. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia.
Joining me, high-profile lawyer Ben Salango. Ben, it's a real honor to have you on.
In fact, many of our cases come from other lawyers. Lawyers who've worked with us, lawyers who've worked against us, and even those who've merely heard of our results. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
Back here on the hill, Patriots won the coin toss, will kick off to start tonight's contest here on the hill. The Patriots in the all burgundy with the silver domes tonight. GW interlocking on the side of the lid with the silver numbers outlined in white. Tomcats with the white lids this evening in the burgundy A on the side of the helmet. White tops, burgundy numbers, and the burgundy pants for the Tomcats. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center broadcast crew. Happy to have you with us here this evening. We're here in the Frontier Communications broadcast booth for our high school game day game of the week, brought to you by Parmar Stores. Boot is away. Jordan Price sends it, and it is fielded back inside the 5. Bringing it up the middle of the field for the Tomcats is Tyree Clutters, and Clutters will be stopped just near the 20-yard line.
Jordan Price returned by
Good kick coverage there from the Patriots. He looked like he may have a little bit of space there, but closed very quickly.
Number 1 for George Washington, Hunter Giacomo.
They will spot him down at the 19-yard line, and that's where Ashland will begin this opening drive here in Week 2 for West Virginia high school football, Week 3 for Kentucky. Tomcats come out in the spread. LeBryant Strader, the sophomore, a bigger guy there at quarterback. We talked with head coach Chad Tackett about him being a bigger guy and how that helps him when he gets a momentum built running downfield. But he's going to sling it out on a first down play out near the 25-yard line. That is caught on the near side by Asher Adkins, just his 3rd reception of the season. Adkins will pick up 6 yards up to the 25-yard line, so to bring up 2nd down and 4.
That's a gain of 6 yards, and will bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Tomcats.
Trips look now spread out to the left side of the field. That's the wide side. Lone receiver to the near side is the senior Terrell Jordan. Handoff goes up the middle. Met initially is Braxton Jennings. Jennings is then stopped backward, and he'll be tackled for a loss in the backfield. Sophomore running back ran into the back of his own offensive lineman and then couldn't get anywhere going.
Lath Gannon doing a great job tying him up there. He wasn't able to finish off the tackle, but grabbed that jersey. He's able to hold him back and let the cavalry get there.
We got a loss of 1 back to the 24. Bring up 3rd and a long 5. This Patriot defense played exceptionally well last Thursday night, holding the Cabell Midland Knights to just 21 points on the scoreboard. A little bit of movement on that Ashland offense. Now set. Strader in the shotgun. And before the play can get snapped, a flag comes out. Wait to see if this is a false start, maybe an illegal formation.
And look, Ashland a little confused as they set up there.
And it's going to be a false start against the Tomcats. Back them up 5 yards and now make it 3rd and 10, and that's exactly what the Patriot defense wants to see. 3rd and a long 10.
Yeah, after a pretty good drive starting, 5-yard pass, kind of been moving backwards here for the Tomcats.
So 3rd and 10 upcoming on this opening drive here of the contest. Ashland going from left to right on your screens. Trips look, spread out to the wide side of the field. Lone receiver to the near side is senior Troy Gardner. Snap comes back to Strader, surveying the field, throws it across the middle. That pass is tipped, intended for Asher Adkins, and the man there in coverage coming up behind him was Keegan Sack. Sack got a step behind the intended man there in that 5-on-5 matchup on the jerseys, and fortunately for Sack, Asher wasn't able to haul it in.
Well, then right after that, Ashland was kind of lucky Sack was able to haul it in the way, got kind of tossed up there. So just a little bit lucky that they're getting a punt here, but not a great way you want to start a game on the road.
Brandon Houston set to punt it away for the Tomcats after the incompletion. 4th and 10. Decent kick. Valentine set to field it. He'll scoop it up at the 37, bring it to the near side. Under some heavy pressure. Stiff-armed one guy, but couldn't get past the third man. And he is brought down around the 42-yard line by Tyree Clutters. And GW with great field position to start this first drive of the opening quarter. And Abe Fenwick will look to continue the success that he saw last week in the season opener against Cabell Midland. 11 of 18 through the air, 146 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also chipped in 84 yards on the ground on just 5 carries. 1st and 10 play from the 43 from GW's own side of the field. Airing it out deep, and it's caught by Valentine at the other 40-yard line. He's across the 30, down inside the 25, and taken down inside the 20. And Valentine was wide open on the wheel route.
That reception takes the ball all the way
and they'll spot him down at the 16-yard line of Ashland. So from the GW 44 to the Ashland 16, and quickly the Patriots are in the red zone.
All first downs tonight are brought to you by our premier
1st and 10, Patriot takes the snap. Fenwick going to throw a screen play out to Valentine again. Valentine makes the catch, makes one man miss, tried to make another miss inside the 5, but he'll be wrapped up and brought down by Cameron Davis. We do have a couple of flags on the field, and this one more than likely will be coming back.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to find the man you're blocking when it's set up one of those screens. Sometimes looks like someone may have reached a little bit too much.
This will back the Patriots up, blocking the back.
That's a lucky break for the Tomcats, the way the Patriots rolling there. Obviously only 2 plays in, but looks like Valentine may have been a big part of this game plan coming in here after being fairly quiet in their first game.
That penalty moves the Patriots back.
So ball will be spotted at the Tomcat 23 now. Fenwick takes the snap, throws down the near sideline, looking for Keegan Sack, hits him in stride, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, George Washington. From 23 yards out, Keegan Sack has his 4th touchdown of the season already after a 3-touchdown performance last week on just 5 catches.
And we talk a lot about how football teams will script the first couple drives, the first couple plays. That one exactly according to script. They got Valentine involved. They found their go-to guy in the end zone, Sack. Just great opening drive there from the Patriots.
Out to kick for the Patriots, Jordan Price. Before he can kick, flags thrown. And the play is blown dead and offside, it looks like, against the Tomcats. Yes, it is. So GW will move half the distance to the goal, and we'll try the point after attempt again. We should mention Jordan Price is the kicker tonight. Rylan Moorhead not dressed for action this evening, out. So after he had a really good game last week kicking against Cabell Midland, was 4 of 4 on point after tries, had some really nice kickoffs as well. He did have 2 that went out of bounds, but had some really good kickoffs that set the Patriot defense up for some success. So Price out for his first official field goal try. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it is good. Patriots take the 7-0 lead here with 9:08 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back with more of our high school game day game of the week, brought to you by Parmar Stores right after this. Here on the hill, Patriots with a quick 7-0 lead. Defense forced a 3 and out. Offense does its job and goes on the scoreboard to take a 7-0 lead after Abe Fenwick finds Keegan Sack on a 23-yard touchdown pass where Sack had excellent separation down that near sideline, Will, to get into the end zone.
Oh, yeah, he had a couple steps, threw his hand up, and obviously Fenwick's going to look for him, judging from the 3 touchdown passes he got last week. So just a really great developing playmaker for this team. Obviously was important last year, but I'm really stepping into that top-tier role in this offense so far through a game in 3 minutes.
Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew. Happy to have you with us here for the Frontier Communications broadcast booth. As Price sends it away, a nice end-over-end kick. That will be caught by Clutter inside the 5. Going to bring it up across the 20, up across the 25 before he's finally upended there by Heath McCormick. And the Tomcats will have the football at their own 27-yard line. And we'll see if Ashland can get the offense going this time. Started out pretty well there. 5-yard completion to start the drive and then just went back.
Yeah, just, you always want to get that drive start on the right foot, but then you had the slight loss and you had the false start, I believe it was. So, really trying to get themselves on track. It's just, especially as we saw with Cabell Midland, it's important to get that offense going early, especially up here on the hill.
Just under 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Strader throws it up to the near side. That is caught by Houston. Houston turns upfield across the 30, and he'll be brought down by Anthony Valentine. And he will bring him down at the 33-yard line. A pickup of 6, bring up 2nd and 4.
4 to go for the Tomcats.
And just a timing throw on that one, turn and throw to one of his guys on the outside. It'll get, again, a decent little drive starter if they can keep it moving.
Seen a lot of quick routes already from these Tomcat receivers. Strader drop back the throw, wide receiver screen out to the far side of the field. Adkins has it, has the first down up across the 40 and forced out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Another nice catch and turn upfield by a Tomcat receiver. This one gives them their first down of the game. Oh, now they're having a discussion over there on the far side of the field. There was a flag I did not see come in. And it looks like the Patriots will accept it, of course, because that will negate the first down.
That was a lot like the holding that George Washington got against on his first drive. Those screen plays can be a little bit difficult to set up sometimes when you're trying to find the body you're supposed to be blocking. So someone just grabbed a little bit farther out than he should have.
So it'll back him up to 2nd and 8 now for the Tomcat offense after the holding penalty. 2 receivers split to the near side. That is the wide side. Strader hands it off to the tailback Jennings. Jennings cuts his way upfield. Ball is on the turf. Do the Patriots come away with it? They say they do. Yes, they do. Coming up with it out of a pile is the outside linebacker, Peyton Coulter. The 3rd forced fumble and recovery of the season already for this Patriot defense. They are setting the tone for this GW football team already this year. Just a game plus into the season. Will.
Yeah, we were impressed with them last week. We were impressed with their speed, especially, as well as their ball hawking ability, giving their ball right back in excellent field position here. Couldn't ask for much more than the Patriot defense has given them so far.
GW football at the Ashland 33-yard line. Excellent starting field position to begin tonight's game. Or second drive, rather, excuse me. Fenwick in the shotgun. Hands off to the tailback, Clay Matthews. Matthews spins his way down to the 30. Picks up 3 yards on that run inside. GW will set up 2nd and 7 upcoming.
George Washington, one of the more balanced offenses you're going to come across in high school football here in the Tri-State. Run it, throw it, really not one of those teams that drifts too far towards one or the other.
146 yards through the air last week, 131 yards on the ground, 34 yards on the ground. Fenwick under some pressure, steps up, and he takes a sack back to the 35-yard line. Something the Knights weren't able to do last week against this Patriot offensive line was create pressure like that on Fenwick and bring him down for a sack. The Tomcats get to him there and will bring up 3rd down and long after they drop him back at the 36-yard line. A 3-yard loss on that sack will bring up 3rd and long.
And of course, Adam, that's the number one way you try to combat a good pass attack, to try to put pressure on that quarterback. First couple completions he had, he was hardly pressured. They brought a couple extra guys and really got to him.
Trips receiver to the near side of the field. That is the wide side on the left side of the formation. Fenwick takes the shotgun snap. A late blitz coming from the Tomcats. Fired out to the near side. Finds Keegan Sack again inside the 20. Slips past a man. Cuts back inside to the numbers, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. A 36-yard touchdown pass as Fenwick finds Sack for the second time in as many drives here in the first quarter. Patriots lead 13-0. Extra point on the way, as Sack has backed him his second touchdown of the evening.
I mean, back-to-back completions, just like we were just saying. Definitely a go-to guy here, someone Fenwick's looking for, and for good reason, able to put the moves on that one. First touchdown was more of a speed thing, getting wide open. This one put the moves on a guy to find Pater.
Price kick is up and good after the hold from the freshman quarterback, Cy Persinger. Patriots lead 14-0 with 6:49 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more High School Game Day brought to you by Parmar Stores.
Time for a Labor Day tents event.
This is our biggest event ever with the most cards and the most offers.
We've got 4 locations of inventory. Not only are we selling at our main lots, but we've got tents at the Kanawha Mall and the Old Sport Mart Plaza. Every test drive is a chance to win $1,000. Buy a car and get your choice of $1,000 cash, no payments until 2023, 250 gallons of gas, or take a bigger discount.
With the best trade-in figures powered by Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, you can get the best deals of the year.
Go to TomJ4.com and see for yourself.
Welcome back to our High School Game of the Week, brought to you by Parmar Stores here on High School Game Day, the RSN Sports Network and HD Media. It's a wonderful partnership between us. Don't forget, you can read the recap of tonight's game from our buddy Ryan Pritt with the West Virginia Gazette Mail. You can also follow along with him on Twitter if you're wanting to read more in between the plays. Doing a fantastic job of keeping everybody updated on social media, as he always does, making that long drive back from Pittsburgh to be here for tonight's game. And the kick is away as we're back underway here on the hill between Ashland and GW. Clutter bringing it up again from the near side, trying to go across the field, gets across the 25-yard line before he's upended by Hunter Giacomo.
And it's a minor luxury to have a backup kicker who can do that well on kickoff. I mean, we've seen over the years that kickoffs are not exactly the most automatic thing for some kickers in high school, but through 3 looks pretty good. Hit that extra points as well, too.
Keegan Sack, again, 2 touchdowns already here in this first quarter, and we've not even played an entire half of this first quarter yet. Still 40 seconds to go until we reach the midway point of the opening quarter. Pump fake, and a hit from behind. Excellent job on the pressure by the GW defense. Strader loses the football, but a heads-up move there by the Tomcats running back Braxton Jennings to jump on top of the football. But a fantastic job by that GW defense to swarm the quarterback Strader. I believe that was Heath McCormick who came up and laid the big blow to Strader in the pocket.
Yeah, just great job getting to him, especially considering how quickly Ashland's trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. So just great effort there, collapsing the pocket and getting to him.
Loss of 3 back to the 24-yard line. And we'll call the 23. Second and long after Strader got hit from behind and lost it. Play action pass. Strader going to roll to his left, throws, and it passes incomplete, trying to find Terrell Jordan, one of his favorite targets on the year. Second leading receiver for the Tomcats with 118 yards through the first 2 games on just 6 receptions, too, by the way.
One thing that Coach Jack had talked to us about earlier this week about his team was that he really likes the potential in his receivers. He got a mix of guys who've been with the program as opposed to guys who've just come in, I think, from the basketball team, he said. So great talent on the outside, and it looks like they're just trying to get the ball to them as quickly as they can, trying to protect their quarterback.
GW with good coverage there and providing some pressure there on Strader as well. That incompletion brings up 3rd down and long now for the Tomcat offense. Trips out to the wide side of the field, the left side of the formation, and before the play gets off, a timeout requested and granted to Chad Tackett and his Ashland Tomcats. We'll step aside for a quick break. Patriots lead 14-0 with 5:40 to go here in the opening quarter. We'll be right back with more here on High School Game Day, brought to you by Parmar Stores.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Par-Mar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Par-Mar store near you now, you will soon. Par-Mar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Back here on the hill, taking a look there at the Patriot Pack student section, clad in different colors this evening, and for a great reason, wearing red and blue to honor Herbert Hoover girls soccer player freshman Leah Strickland, who unfortunately passed away in a car accident earlier this week on Wednesday, coming back from a game up in Braxton County. We had a moment of silence here before our game this evening. Again, Patriot Pack wearing the red and blue, and just great to see the Kanawha Valley community come together in support of someone who lost someone at such a young age. Action is back underway, and wow, Heath McCormick smothers the quarterback, LeBryant Strader. The second sack for him this evening, and that'll bring up 4th and long now for the Tomcats, and they'll be forced to punt it away.
4th down and 20 to go for the Tomcats.
7-yard loss on that sack. Man, that GW defense, again, just continuing to set the tone for the Patriots.
And that speed just really showing through these first couple drives, being able to get that quarterback, especially when they're built on a get the ball out type of philosophy.
A nice kick there from Houston, punting it away. Takes a Tomcat bounce and tumble inside the 35 and will roll to a stop at the 31. So decent field position for GW to begin this next drive, up 14-0. We'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for our broadcast this evening, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Gameday. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. Patriot offense out on the field, ready to go here for drive number 3 in the first quarter. Patriots have cashed in twice, courtesy of Keegan Sack receptions from Abe Fenwick. Fenwick hands it off this time. It'll go to Clay Matthews. Matthews breaks out of a couple tackles, still on his feet, and he lost the football. Ball pops out, and the Tomcats jump on top of it. Coming up with the fumble recovery there for Ashland. That was Tavion Thomas jumping on top of it. So one play, turnover for the Patriots, and now the Tomcats come back out with great field position to begin this next drive after having 2 punts and a turnover to start the game.
Yeah, by far the closest they've been to the pay dirt to start off things, and great opportunity here to try to get something going after kind of faltering on their first couple of possessions.
Now how does the GW defense respond after the offense coughs it up for the first time this season? Schrader throws quickly out to the near side. Pass is caught on the near side by Asher Adkins, a guy who was rarely used in the first 2 games of the year. Just 2 catches for 20 yards, had 10 yards receiving in each of the first 2 games on a catch, but so far has been one of his favorite targets this evening.
Yeah, just, sometimes the game plans change. Some guys have a real good week in practice, and so far, they've been looking to him, especially on that route, to get their drives going, to get a little bit of confidence going.
2 receivers to each side of the formation. Strader throws quickly out into the flats again over to the far side. This time it's Terrell Jordan making the reception. He's got enough for the first down before he's finally forced out of bounds. Over on that far side by Keegan Sack, as well as Gunnar Flores. Gunnar Flores and Ridge Flores, both transferring into GW in the offseason from Scott High School. Scott got a big win last week in Week 1 against Herbert Hoover, after the Skyhawks got to the playoffs last year for the first time. Flores brothers moved into the district here and have made an immediate impact already on this GW defense, starting at linebacker. 1st and 10 for the Tomcats, just outside the red zone at the Patriot 24-yard line, after the first down grab by Jordan. Strader in the shotgun again. Looks to the left, now is going to step up in the pocket under some pressure. Rolling to his left, escapes a tackle on the far sideline. Still on his feet, and finally out of bounds just shy of the 15, and that's exactly what Coach Tackett was talking about. With a guy like that, as big as he is, once he gets some momentum built up, it's hard to bring him down, and 2 Patriots tried and failed there just a moment ago.
Well, showed a little speed there, actually, too, being able to find that corner and turn it upfield. Looked like he might be taken down for a little bit of a loss, but did a good job finding the corner and using that momentum and size to make it into something about an 8-yard gain. No, more like 7.
That's 7, yeah. 2nd and 3 upcoming for the Tomcats. 2 split out to each side of the formation. It'll be Houston and Jordan to the near side. Quick throw out to the far side, and miscommunication there between Strader and his intended target of Adkins. Adkins was running like a 10-yard slant, and
they're looking for about the 5-yard out
for
right there.
A 5-yard out or maybe even a curl.
And when you have one of these type of really timing-based quick throw offenses, that can happen. You know, you only have 3 seconds for everything to come together, so if it doesn't perfectly, sometimes you just kind of throw into space.
3rd and 3 upcoming for the Tomcat offense. Strader in the shotgun, going to keep it himself. He has the first down, breaks out of a tackle, trying to keep his legs moving. He's down near the 5, has the first down and then some. And again, just showing throwing his weight around, pick up that first down. We do have multiple flags that come in after the play result.
And I'll be honest, he's not the prettiest runner I've ever seen, but that was very effective so far when he decides to take off with it. Did a good job of selling that fake and getting the first down.
So we'll wait to see what the penalty result is. If it's a dead ball penalty, they would enforce it after the first down was gained. So we'll wait to find out the ruling on this. Dead ball, personal foul against Tomcats. Another dead ball against the Patriot, personal foul. So those will offset. And again, that was a first down and dead ball foul, so the first down still counts. It's 1st and goal upcoming for the Tomcats. Looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, trailing 14-0 with 3:30 to go in the opening quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, happy to have you with us here in our Media Center crew from the Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Thanks for joining us here on our high school game day, Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Tomcats waiting on a player to come into the game still for snapping this on first down. I believe there may have been an equipment issue, it looks like, maybe over on the far side for a Tomcat player. They will break the huddle now. 1st and goal from the 6. It'll be the backup quarterback handing it off to Jennings. Jennings is stopped just inside the 5. Yeah, it was. So it was Strader's quarterback's helmet was removed on that play, so he had to leave the game. It came off, so that's why Houston, the backup quarterback, took the snap there.
Strader back in now.
For a 2nd and goal from the 4. Strader is back in the shotgun. Have an up man behind the guard. Hand off to the tailback, Jennings. Jennings cuts his way, breaks out of a couple of tackles, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Tomcats. 2:42 to go here in the first quarter. Tomcats make it a touchdown game. Trailing now by 8. Extra point on the way.
Great job of Ashland there of capitalizing on an opportunity to get something going in this game. You know, like you said, first 2 drives went backwards. We're able to get that forced fumble or fumble recovery and drive it down here. We're given the short field. Way to take advantage of something and get themselves on the board here.
4-yard rushing touchdown for Braxton Jennings. Out for the extra point is Jake Sexton. Kick is up, and it is good. Tomcats make it a touchdown game now here on the hill. 14-7, Patriots with the lead. Set to get the football back after this. We'll be right back with more High School Game Day, brought to you by Parmar Stores, right after this.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch. I'm gonna press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop. That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
Sidelines and meet our 2022 GW cheerleader.
Back here on the hill, Ashland gets on the scoreboard for the first time on their fourth possession of this first quarter. Been quick possessions by both of these teams so far. Tomcats and Patriots each with a turnover. Patriots coughing it up on their last one and allowing the Tomcats to score on a short field.
And whether it be a quick score or a 3 and out or a turnover, all these drives going pretty quickly. Both offensive getting on and off the field in good and bad ways.
Far more possessions already in this first quarter this evening than last week on the hill here between Cabell Midland and George Washington.
Jamie Taylor, Kate Atkins, Sarah Curry.
Onside kick by the Tomcats, but heads up there by the GW Patriots. The jump on top of it around the 45-yard line. Heads up there by the senior, Heath McCormick, to see that happen and just jump on top of it, cover it up, and not try to advance it.
Yeah, I like that. Coming out, no one was expecting. We sure weren't. Good job of trying to make something happen there by Ashland. Didn't pay off, giving them some decent field position, but if it had, they could have carried that momentum forward. So now it's up to the defense to make up for that and get the ball back for them.
Clay Matthews back out on the field and set the lineup at running back for the Patriots after fumbling it away on the first play of the last drive for GW. Patriots lining up under center in an A set. And the question now is who jumped first? Over on the far side of the field, that's Anthony Valentine, who took a mean sprint across. But on the near side here, it was the Tomcats defensive end, Landon Himes, jumping off. They are going to call it for a false start, though, against the Patriots and back GW up 5 yards. Could have gone either way there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, especially when they're guys who aren't necessarily looking at each other on the field. It's possible they both independently jumped there, but it says on the Patriots backing up 5 yards.
So 1st and 15 now from the Patriots' 42. Fenwick drops back to pass on play action, airing it out deep, looking for Valentine. Valentine has the step, has the catch, and he's on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots! A 58-yard touchdown pass from Abe Fenwick to Anthony Valentine puts the Patriots on top, 20-7.
Past 3 completions for Fenwick have gone to the house for touchdowns of 24, 36, now 58 yards here. Valentine already 2 catches in 99 yards in this contest.
Each GW touchdown this season is brought to you by
159 passing yards so far from Fenwick on 4 of 4 completions. Big play offense in full effect here for the Patriots.
Persinger brings the snap down. Kick is up, and it is good. Patriots strike quickly after the full start. Cash in 58 yards to the house on a deep ball to Anthony Valentine from Abe Fenwick. GW leads 21-7, 2:24 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more right after this.
I'm attorney Bobby Warner. Congress recently created a fund to compensate victims of Camp Lejeune who were exposed to toxic waters between 1953 and 1987. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer or other health issues related to toxic water exposure at Camp Lejeune, call today for a free case evaluation.
Bobby Warner, now's the time. Call 345-6789.
Tomcats get on the scoreboard with 2:42 to go for the first time. Patriots say, okay, we'll quickly answer you 18 seconds later. The Patriots back on top by 14 after Anthony Valentine hauls in a touchdown pass from Abe Fenwick from 58 yards out to make it 21-7. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. And the Patriots fan base is pumped up about this lead. Jordan Price set to sit, put boot to ball. And a bouncer scooped up by Clutter. He'll take it over to the far side of the field. Has a nice blocker in front of him, up across the 35, and he is leveled out of bounds over on the far side of the field.
That was an abrupt end to what was a really good return there. He kind of been on the edge his first couple returns, but Was able to find the crease up the far side, but it ran right into a brick wall right about the 39.
Good field position, though, here for the Tomcats. Look at it at their own 39. Not nearly as good as their last drive where they went to score from just after a 33-yard drive. But now we'll see if the Tomcats can string together some drives here. They're scoring on their 5th possession of the half. We're still in the first quarter, by the way, folks. Throw complete out to the far side. That is caught by Asher Adkins. Again, much more involved in this play calling so far this evening for the Tomcats.
It seemed like both these coaching staff wanted to get one of their offensive pieces more involved in this game. For Ashland, it's Adkins, and for GW, it looks like it's Valentine.
Second and 3 for the Tomcats after the 7-yard gain. Strader in the shotgun. Quick throw out to the far side of the field. Caught by Adkins again. He'll turn upfield after he crosses midfield on the catch, and he'll step out of bounds at the GW 48-yard line. So into GW territory for just the second time here in the quarter.
Adkins, 4 catches so far for about 22 yards. Not the home run hitter, but helping to move the chains and get the ball going.
Minute 36 on a stopped clock here in this opening quarter of play. 2 split out to each side of the formation for Ashland. Strader in the pocket. Throws one out deep, looking down the near side, or the far sideline rather, and that is caught. Brandon Houston goes up and catches it, but he steps out of bounds. What a great effort, though, by him to go up and get it. Timed the jump right, just couldn't keep the feet in bounds.
It did everything right, but come down in bounds. And when you go up for it, it's hard to tell where you're going to come down sometimes. Maybe not don't have the body control that some of these pros do when you watch on Sundays, but a great effort there, and that looked like something I bet they'll come back to at some point in this game.
He had some nice separation over there on that far sideline from Keegan Sack. Sack ultimately comes up with the win as Houston's unable to bring it down in bounds. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Quick throw out to the far side. Adkins catches it again, and he'll step out right around the 40-yard line. And he'll say he stepped out officially at the 42. We'll bring up 3rd down now for the Tomcat offense. 4 to go for Ashland. Less than a minute to go in the opening quarter when they snap the football. Strader pump fakes a couple times under some heavy pressure and getting to him for the 3rd time tonight. It's the defensive nose tackle, Keith McCormick. Man, he is having a monster game already, and we're still in the first quarter again, folks. 3rd sack of the quarter for him in this Patriot defense, and that forces a punt after the sack and a loss of 7. Now 4th and 11 for the Tomcats.
Now that one, Strader just kind of started feeling the pressure just a little too late. Did his best to escape, but just could not escape a young man who's having a great first quarter, and we'll see how high that sack total can get.
Houston sends a nice kick away. Valentine not even going to try to return it, but the Tomcats unable to get to it in time before it goes into the end zone for a touchback. 11 and a half seconds to go in this opening quarter. Patriots still with a 2-touchdown lead. Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for our broadcast this evening, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Gameday. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. We also want to mention Kolaski Orthodontics, Gateway Mortgage, Improve Physical Therapy, Woody Hill Attorneys, and Harris Bros Roofing. Getting ready to head to the second quarter in just a matter of moments. Patriots with 11 and a half seconds with the football here in the first. On GW Football Hall of Fame night, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back to start the second quarter. Nice grouping of former Patriot players inducted into the Football Hall of Fame here before tonight's contest. As Fenwick slings it out to Valentine to the far side of the field. We do have flags flying on the play. Valentine is forced out of bounds in the backfield. will be a loss depending on what happens on this penalty. It's in the backfield, though, so it's more than likely against the Patriots.
Yeah, both teams kind of struggling with their blocking on those outside or screen type passes. Both teams having had holdings called against them. The second one on GW on similar play.
So that'll bring up first and long now for GW. First and 21, really, because they had it at the 20. They now spot it at the 9. Still 3.6 to go in this opening quarter. The Patriots will snap it once more before flipping ends of the field. Fenwick in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws a screen pass out to Keegan Sack. Sack got a block set up for him by Hayden Hatfield. And he'll get up across the 20, across the 25, and near the 30-yard line. And that will be the final play of the quarter. He'll get up to the 29. So a pickup of 20, still needs 1 to get a first down, but that will be the end of the first quarter. Patriots lead 21-7, a 30-plus minute opening quarter here between the Patriots and the Tomcats because they have been short possessions by both teams, but pretty good contest so far. We'll step aside for a break and then be back with second quarter action here on our high school game day, Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Teams flipping ends of the field as we get ready for quarter number 2 here on the hill between George Washington and Ashland. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth for week 2 of our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. We mentioned before we went to break that it is George Washington High School Football Hall of Fame night here this evening. 2022 class includes a lot of impressive players for the Patriots. Drew Bowen, a 2016 graduate, 2 years for the Patriots. Bill Hitchman, the Bull, 3-year player for the Patriots. All of these guys, multiple year players. Darnell Brooks, Shaq Williams, Draven Rife, Hank Smith, Jody Pauley, and Ryan Switzer. And, of course, the head honcho himself, Steve Edwards Jr. Congratulations to all of them. We'll talk a little bit more about them as we go this evening. Fenwick on second and short, airing it out. Has a first down complete to Hunter Giacomo, and he'll step out of bounds at the 46-yard line. From the 19 up to the 36, a 17-yard gain for the Patriots. As you take a look there on your screen at the head man himself, Steve Edwards Jr., 182 victories as a head coach, most all-time in Kanawha County. A whale of an accomplishment for that man. And we should mention the former head coach for both of us, Will and I, playing for the Patriots in our days at high school. Big, big congratulations to him. Much deserved, and you could say maybe a little late, too, but a lot of people had to come through before, I'm sure. As Fenwick rolls out on 1st and 10, a nice throw down the near sideline. Valentine has a step, and he's got the catch. Valentine makes the grab between 2 defenders inside the 20. What a catch by Anthony Valentine as he's out of bounds at the 11. Wow, what a grab. What a throw by Abe Fenwick, rolling out and the southpaw throwing down the near sideline to throw in between those 2 defenders in such a tight window and deliver a strike on the run. Remarkable.
Yeah, especially when he's on the run, pointing at his guy. You know, those type of throws a lot of times can be 50-50s, but, man, he put it right in the right spot. Like we said, Valentine really came to play today. Fenwick already well over 200 yards passing, has not thrown an incompletion so far. So, I mean, just really came to play here. The GW offense, passing offense, really locked in. Running game hasn't really done much, but they haven't needed it to yet. So, Yeah, just incredible effort here through the passing game.
Patriots requesting the timeout here after the big gain of 43 yards through the air there on the rollout from the junior, Abe Fenwick. Patriots inside, or just outside the goal line area.
And Adam, a lot of times, over the years we talk about GWs being kind of a chunk play offense. They really like to get that, medium to long passing game going, but I don't know if it's ever gone so well so quickly as it has here. Just looking through these completions, 24-yard touchdown, 36-yard touchdown, 58-yard touchdown, 43-yard into the red zone there just now.
He hasn't had a completion less than 17 yards this game. 7 for 7 so far in this first quarter, or through this game so far in this first half. 238 yards through the air for Fenwick. He'll hand it off here on 1st and 10 from the 11 to Matthews. Matthews still fighting his way down the field. And he'll be brought down near the 5. We'll give him the 6, so make it a 5-yard gain for Matthews. And great to see coaching staff instilling that confidence back in him after fumbling the football away earlier in that first quarter, not giving up on him.
Oh yeah, this isn't a Bill Belichick team where if you fumble, you're done. So you gotta let these young men work through their mistakes and get back on the field and do what they love to do. And he's out there proving he belongs out there.
2nd and 5 from the 6. It's Matthews again, and he gets swallowed up by the turf monster. Just lost his footing there trying to make a cut. And he will gain 1 down. Well, they're going to give him 2 down to the 4. So it'll bring up 3rd and 4. The Patriots can still get a first down before getting into the end zone here. Would have to get down to the 1 or inside the 1 for that first down. Gunnar Flores coming off for the Patriots. Fenwick dropping back to throw, has plenty of time. Gonna roll out to his left now, evades some pressure, throws this one away.
There's that first incompletion.
Yeah, but a smart veteran move there by the junior quarterback, Abe Fenwick, to realize once he's under pressure and he doesn't have anybody open, don't force it there, just get rid of it.
And Landon Himes was able to fight his way around the edge and really put some pressure on him. So good job to finally get some pressure on Fenwick and force a field goal attempt here.
That'll be Jordan Price out to try the field goal. First field goal attempt of the season for the Patriots. Would be a 22-yard field goal try for Jordan Price. Persinger gets the snap down. The hold is maybe a little bit awkward. Kick is no good from Jordan Price.
Well, like we've talked about many times, kicking game can be a little bit iffy. George Washington obviously is one of the better ones. Doesn't really want kickoffs. Just if you're a backup kicker, just couldn't get that one in. I wouldn't be shocked though if they tried to put him back out there again, give another shot at it.
And again, Rylan Moorhead, the regular starting kicker, not dressed this evening. He is on the sideline with his team, but not dressed. So Price is handling the kicking duties for the Patriots this evening. And after that missed field goal, the Tomcats get the football now at their own 20-yard line for their first drive here in the second quarter. They're going from right to left now on your screen.
Look from here, just try to string together a couple short intermediate passes, try to at least get down into George Washington territory.
Patriots got to burn a timeout there. 10 men on the field. We'll step aside for a quick break while they talk things over. 10:04 to go in the second quarter. GW with a 2-touchdown lead over Ashland. We'll be back with more right after this.
Ball Toyota is here for you. Gas prices got you down? Toyota has a hybrid for everyone, like the 53 MPG Corolla or Camry, the 58 MPG Prius, the 41 MPG RAV4, the 40 MPG Venza, and the 36 MPG Highlander. Need more room or want to haul a trailer or boat? Get the new 22 MPG Tundra Hybrid. Give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with a genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. Ball Toyota of Charleston. It's a whole new ball game.
Back here on the hill, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew live from the Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Happy to have you with us here on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week on RSN Sports Network as well as HD Media. Don't forget you can get a full recap of tonight's game from our good friend Ryan Pritt. You can read all about it at wvgazettemail.com or heralddispatch.com on tomorrow morning on the newsstand version. So
Still got that classic paper.
Yeah,
I get it.
Gotta make certain you check that out, because I'm sure Ryan Pritt will write up a nice little story about tonight.
A long one considering all the scores we've had.
Terrell Jordan takes it on a jet sweep, still on his feet. He's got the sideline with nobody in front of him. Across midfield, across the 40. Keegan Sack trying to chase him down from the opposite side of the field, but he's not going to be able to get there. An 80-yard touchdown run on a jet sweep by Terrell Jordan. And the Tomcats quickly strike the scoreboard there to make it just an 8-point game once again.
Wow, just what an incredible burst of speed there. Made a couple moves near the goal line, or near the line of scrimmage. Found the sideline, man, he was just gone. Great effort by Keegan Sack trying to get there at the end, but boy, just exactly what the Tomcats needed. And we say the quick plays, quick drives just continue here. Looks like they might have beaten that 18-second mark by George Washington.
I think that was about 20 seconds once they got the football. So pretty close, though, but to go 80 yards in 20 seconds is pretty remarkable. Jake Sexton on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Tomcats make it a 7-point game again. 21-14, Patriots with the lead. And we will step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with more High School Game Day brought to you by Parmar right after this.
Time for a Labor Day tents event.
This is our biggest event ever with the most cards and the most offers.
We've got 4 locations of inventory. Not only are we selling at our main lots, but we've got tents at the Kanawha Mall and the Old Sport Mart Plaza. Every test drive is a chance to win $1,000. Buy a car and get your choice of $1,000 cash, no payments until 2023, 250 gallons of gas, or take a bigger discount.
With the best trade-in figures powered by Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, you can get the best deals of the year.
Go to TopJ4.com and see for yourself.
Back here on the hill, Patriots and Tomcats duking it out in this Kentucky-West Virginia battle. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us on High School Game Day, Parmar Store's Game of the Week. Tomcats quickly strike 80 yards to the house on a jet sweep by Terrell Jordan. Just the second time he's carried the football this year, had just 3 yards rushing coming into tonight.
Now we had an onside attempt last time. Let's see what they do here. Nope.
More traditional kick that is caught by Valentine at the 10. Valentine across the 20. He's up across the 25, and he is stoved at about the 27, 28-yard line by the Tomcats.
Valentine, one of the bigger ball carriers you're going to see. When he got a great head of steam there. A great job by Ashland to bring him down for a reasonable return, not setting him back too far.
Valentine has gotten a lot bigger, too, over the last 2 years. You and I remember when he was a pretty big part of this team 2 years ago as a freshman. He has filled out quite a bit for this Patriot football team. So is Abe Fenwick, too, we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a bigger kid than when he started.
1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own. Now they'll call it the 29. Play action fake. Fenwick has all the time he needs to throw. Aaron out deep looking for Valentine again, but just can't hook up with them. Valentine had his man beat down the near sideline. Blew past Jake Sexton, who's a linebacker for this Tomcat defense. Sexton just couldn't keep up with them on that wheel route. That's the second time they've tried to, third time I think actually now they've tried to find Valentine on that wheel route out of the slot.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's what they were going for the entire time. I mean, you know, getting that mismatch they wanted with the linebacker trying to cover Valentine there. Just something that Ashland needs to try to game plan for, because they're not going to stop going to that matchup as long as it keeps being presented to them.
2nd and 10 now after the incompletion for the Patriots from their own 29-yard line. Fenwick drops back to pass. A blitz coming from the Tomcats, and it's intercepted. Khalil Vaughn comes up with the pick, going to run over to the far side of the field. He's inside the 25, and he's out of bounds.
Another huge play from this Ashland team that looks like they're kind of maybe on the ropes there, and then they just come up with another big play. Set them up again in excellent field position there, and just a great play from a guy who's been a big part of this team.
And Khalil Vaughn, the starting corner, was part of that 2020 state championship team, as were several of these players. Played sparingly then, has seen his role increase more and more, and has now a starter for this Tomcat defense and gets a big pick there for Ashland. His first interception of the season. First interception of the season for the Tomcat defense in general. 9:15 to go here in the first half. Tomcats with an opportunity to tie the game or take the lead here. Strader with another quick throw and a curl route to the outside. That is caught by Adkins once again. They see something they love with that matchup on those quick throws, and they continue to take advantage of it. He's got a first down there inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line.
Already 6 catches here for Adkins, 42 yards, about 7-yard average. Just what you want from your dude to try to get your drive started and move those chains.
Again, just 2 catches for 20 yards in the first 2 weeks of the season for Adkins. And as Will mentioned, already with 6 here in this first half. Man in motion. Strader hands off to the tailback. Jennings hitting the backfield, still on his feet though, and finally brought down. Hunter Giacomo and Isaiah Ayers in on the stop for the Patriot defense. Gained maybe a yard there down to the 12.
And Jennings not able to find much running room here so far. 5 carries for 10 yards with a touchdown and a fumble. So Ashland's still trying to get that running game going. However, they did have that long 80-yard carry from Jordan on that jet sweep for the touchdown. So it's not all bad news.
Ashland's first score of the game was set up off of a Patriot fumble. Tomcats looking to make it 2 for 2 on turnovers into scores. Strader in the shotgun. Going to keep it himself on a quarterback power off the right tackle. And he'll be down inside the 10. Looks like they're going to give him the 9. It's a 4-yard pickup. Will bring up third down. Now what does Ashland draw up here? Can still get a first down before getting into the end zone. 7.5 left to go in this first half.
And lots of options here. It's only about a long 5 maybe to go. Maybe another one of those quick passes to the outside they've been successful with so far.
Strader and Jennings in the shotgun. Strader takes a low snap, stands in the pocket, steps up now. And he'll be brought down by the Patriots, Ridge Flores, the inside linebacker. He is brought down shy of the first down by several yards. Tomcats are going to keep the offense out there for right now.
Huge play coming up right here for the Tomcats. If they're able to score and tie this game up at this juncture, it would be huge. And again, for the Patriots, being able to stop them here will give them a big boost, and also they could potentially hold on to the ball.
4th and 4 from the 8. Tomcats need to get to the Patriot 4-yard line. Strader takes a shotgun snap, pump fakes once, throws out to the far side of the field. The pass is almost caught and off the hands of Terrell Jordan, incomplete. And if Strader had held on to that for a half second longer, he was going to get hit from behind and could have lost the football once again. But he delivers it just not in a catchable fashion to Terrell Jordan. Turnover on downs, puts the Patriots out on the field on their own 8-yard line.
It looks like he really wanted Adkins there, but Adkins was a little bit covered up. He had to hold it a little bit longer than he wanted to wait for Jordan to get open. Good effort, but still turnover here. And the Patriots had an opportunity to maybe milk this clock a little bit going into halftime. They do get the ball to start the second half as well.
6.5 and change here in this first half. Patriot defense does its job and keeps the Tomcats out of the end zone and off the scoreboard. Fenwick in the shotgun. Going to hand it off on a delay handoff up the middle. That was Clay Matthews with the run there. Pick up 1 yard, if anything, maybe a half. It'll call it a long 9.
Ashland with a lot of size in that middle of the field, really being able to at least stop up the running game here from the Patriots. I mean, a linebacking core that Coach Tackett said was a really big part of this, the heart and soul of this team, and especially defense, of course.
Fenwick in the shotgun, takes a snap, has some time, throws out to the near side, finds Hayden Hatfield, but Hatfield couldn't hang on to it. The man who just came up with the pick for the Tomcat defense, Khalil Vaughn, gets the pass breakup there as Hatfield just couldn't haul it in. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Patriot offense. 3rd and a long 9, however you want to call it. Might as well be 10. Two receivers to each side of the field. Giacomo and Sack to the top of the formation. The near side is Hatfield and Valentine. Fenwick takes the snap, surveys the field, under some pressure, throws out to the far side, has his man, caught, and out of bounds for a first down. That's Keegan Sack hauling it in on the out route.
Fenwick's pass complete to number 5, Keegan Sack.
That is a combination, Fenwick to Sack, you will hear a lot this season. Already hooked up for 5 touchdowns in 5.5 quarters of play so far this season.
Sack already 4 catches for 90 yards in those 2 scores so far in this one.
Had 5 catches for 85 yards last week in those 3 scores we've mentioned. 5:42, Fenwick takes a shotgun snap on 1st and 10 from the 18. Hatfield hauls it in this time, does a great job of bringing it back into his body after he was immediately wrapped up by Khalil Vaughn. Hatfield makes that grab and will be close to a first down for the Patriots. Pickup of, it's awfully close. They are going to move it, call it a 10-yard pickup there. It was right at the first down marker. Didn't feel like they needed to measure it though, so 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 28-yard line. Patriots working a little more time off the clock now than they have in their earlier drives. Trying to be a little bit more methodical, as Will said, trying to work some clock off here before going into halftime. Fenwick under some pressure, rolling out to his left though, throwing left, and it's caught. Anthony Valentine makes a great grab under contact from the defender, and he'll bring it in at the 48-yard line. What a catch by Anthony Valentine again. And Abe Fenwick with another throw on the run, finds his man and hits him in a tight window.
Valentine 4 catches, 162 yards at this point. Head math, that's a 40-plus yard average right there.
Fenwick with just 4 incompletions with the interception so far in this first half. Fenwick going to drop one deep again, looking for Hayden Hatfield down the near sideline, and Hatfield can't haul it in. Had a step on the defender, Vaughn, but just couldn't bring it into the breadbasket. So that'll stop the clock with 4.5 to play in the opening half. 2nd and 10 upcoming from the Patriot 48. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you watching our broadcast this evening. High School Game Day, Parmar Stores Game of the Week. And I can't tell you just yet, but I can say that we do have something in the works with RSN Sports HD Media coming soon for our broadcasts. I can't exactly say what it is, but it is coming soon. Be on the lookout for the news from HD Media. Matthews carries it.
They've tried to set up a little bit of a screen there, but they swallowed up pretty quickly for no gain. Both teams really trying to get that screen game going. It really hasn't panned out for either side, whether it be just short gains or, in worst cases, several penalties.
Hayden Hatfield running onto the field late here.
A little bit of confusion.
And the Patriots going to have to burn a timeout with 3:47 to go in this first half. We'll step aside for a quick break here on our High School Game Day Parmar Stores Game of the Week, and we'll be back with more here from our Frontier Communications broadcast booth right after this.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar convenience stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Back here on the hill, Patriots final time out of the half taken just a few moments ago. Had a late player running on. 3:47 left in this first half. It's been a pretty good first half so far, Will. Patriots had a 14-0 lead, but the Tomcats have not gone away, making it a 7-point game so far here in this first half.
Yeah, both teams really impressive, whether it be the Patriots' high-octane offense really getting things done, or Ashland finding a way to maybe be a little unconventional on how they're able to stay in this game, whether it be big running plays or forcing turnovers.
3rd and 10, Fenwick under some pressure, and he's able to get it away off the hands of Keegan Sack, trying to find his man. Would have had the first down, but that incompletion will bring up 4th down, and the Patriots will punt it away with 3:40 to go in this first half, and Jordan Price will punt it.
His receiver there just barely would get his fingertips on it, but still pretty impressive accuracy for a dude very much on the run, escaping from some good pressure again. Landon Himes, as the game has gone on, has really been able to be more of an effective force for the Tomcats on that pass rush. But again, good job by Fenwick to at least get it away in a pretty accurate way. Had a good chance of completing that one, just couldn't get it quite there.
Coach Tackett talked about Himes very highly when we spoke to him earlier this week. Moved him from linebacker down to defensive end. And he hasn't necessarily shown up big on the stat sheet, just 5 total tackles coming into the season, or on the season coming into tonight, but has been making plays in other ways, forcing the ball to go away from him.
Yeah, Coach Tackett talking about that move was primarily to get some more speed down there on the outside and more up front. And from what I've seen, that's exactly what he brings. Great motor, has done a good job of getting in Fenwick's face. A lot of the incompletions Fenwick's had, which there haven't been too many of them, have come after some good pressure there from Himes and other members of this defensive front for the Tomcats.
Ashland back with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line after the punt by Jordan Price. Strader in the shotgun. Takes a snap, another quick throw out to the far side of the field. That is caught, turning upfield there for the Tomcats is Brandon Houston, the junior wideout. His favorite target coming in to the season and to tonight's game on the season in terms of yardage, 125 yards coming into tonight on just 4 catches.
Yeah, usually, it looks like the Tomcats really like to go to that big play style or just break one of those 5 and outs, 10 and outs. But right now, being content to just move the ball as long as they're moving it, don't need to go for that home run necessarily.
9-yard pickup on that pass, second and 1, and a miscommunication there again on a throw, I think, from Strader as he was trying to find Adkins over on the far side. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Tomcats, and already now, Strader with 15 attempts here in the first half. He had just 14 the entire game last week against Boyd County.
Yeah, something that Tech could also kind of touch on when we talked to him is that, West Virginia teams, he said, more than other states tend to just do what they do. Patriots are doing pretty much the same game plan they've ran against Cal Midland. Or it looked like Ashland maybe tried to adjust things a little bit, judging on what they saw from the tape.
3rd and 1. Strader going to keep it himself, hitting the backfield. Great job filling the gap there by the senior linebacker, Clay Matthews. And that'll be a loss of 1. Bring up 4th and 2 for the Tomcats here with 2:33 and change, or 2:33 on a rolling clock here in this first half. And Tomcats appear to be going for it as of right now. Could still punt it away, though, because Brandon Houston is their punter. They're going to take a timeout, though, here, discuss things as they face a 4th and 2 with a little more than 2 minutes left in this first half, trailing by a touchdown. We'll step aside for a break and be back with more right after this here on our High School Game Day Parmar Stores Game of the Week.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
Back here on the hill, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew. Thanks for joining us this evening in Week 2 of high school football action in West Virginia. It's the 3rd week, though, in Kentucky as these Ashland Tomcats come into tonight's contest 1-1 on the season. Head coach Chad Tackett in his first year with the Ashland program as the head coach, been with the team since 2007. Got his first win last week for the first time since 2006 as a head coach when he was coaching Fairview. So,
Adam, I don't love that decision to go for it there. It's late and you're trying to get something going. It's only about 2 yards, but the running game hasn't really been working too well.
And you're only down 7.
Yeah.
And you're going to give GW good field position here with still 2+ minutes to go.
Yeah, I don't agree with that call. Let's see if this Ashland defense can make their coach right on this one.
Now 4th and 2, Tomcats went for it and come up short, but a yard short of it. It'll be 1st and 10 for GW from the Tomcat 33-yard line. Fenwick in the shotgun, drops back to pass, under some pressure. Going to load it out near the near sideline, looking for Valentine on that wheel route. Again, Valentine had the step, was in the gap there between the 2 defenders in the zone, and Fenwick just threw it a little bit too long.
Again, Landon Himes, number 11, closing in on Abe Fenwick, another number 11 there, putting a little pressure on there, forcing him to throw it a little bit before he wanted to.
So 2nd down now for the Patriot offense with still a little more than 2 minutes to go until halftime. GW with a 7-point lead. Trips to the near side of the formation. It's Giacomo, Sack, and Flores. Fenwick going to roll to his right, pointing out traffic. Airing it deep down the near sideline. Closest man there was Giacomo, and that'll fall incomplete. 3rd and 10 on the way with now under 2 to go till halftime. Again, really like what I'm seeing from Abe Fenwick, the junior quarterback for GW, making smart throws, directing traffic, keeping plays alive without taking a big hit, too. He's only been sacked once so far this evening.
Well, Adam, he may have been on that one if it wasn't for a really good block there from Anthony Valentine, taking on a secondary blitz there by Tavion Thomas. Good job by him kind of cutting that off and giving his quarterback a little bit more time there, even if he wasn't able to make the completion.
3rd and 10, handoff goes to Valentine this time up the middle. He is stopped right around the line of scrimmage. May have gotten some extra yard. He got pushed back, but they will give him down to the 31-yard line. 32-yard line, pickup of 2. No, pickup of 1, rather. Sorry. They keep moving.
I mean, for explosive, this passing game has been not much on the ground for the Patriots so far. Like we were talking about yesterday or last week, a very balanced attack against Caleb Millen. Looks like they're much more leaning on the run.
And now GW going to keep its offense out there on 4th down. A little more than a minute to go on the opening half. Patriots lead by a touchdown. 4th and 9. Fenwick drops back to pass, surveys the field, throwing near sideline, and it's just off the hands of Keegan Sack. He was wide open, had the sideline to stay in bounds, and it just goes off of his hands and out of bounds for an incompletion.
And very uncharacteristic from Sack. They can't count on him dropping too many like that, but lucky break there for the Tomcats. Like I said, the defense had to make that choice right. They did, so now they still have enough time here to score depending on how they play this.
Yeah, 65 seconds left on the clock for Ashland to try to put some points on the board before the end of the first half. Again, GW gets the football to start half number 2, or is scheduled to get the football in half number 2.
And after that hot start, Fenwick was 1 of 5 for 0 yards in his last 5 attempts.
Strader under heavy pressure. Patriots can't bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, though. He picks up a nice gain on 1st down, up to the 40. Give him 8 on 1st and 10. But the clock is moving now. Tomcats are going to have to work quickly if they want to score some points here before the end of the half.
And they really are.
Yeah, no, really just taking their time as of right now. Getting in the huddle, still have not broken the huddle. Now they finally break with 35 seconds left. Schrader takes a snap, a screen play out to the far side to Adkins. Adkins has the 1st down up near midfield, and he stays in bounds.
And that play almost seemed like it was designed to try to get him out of bounds at the end. Finally having a timeout here, it looks like. I guess.
Well,
somebody's timeout.
They'll take the ball out to the 49-yard line. There will be a 1st down for Ashland.
Oh, they're adjusting the time on the clock. That's what the official was running in from the near side of the field on the backside. I think they're trying to put 21 on the clock, I believe, maybe.
I don't think that's what they meant.
It was 15. Yeah, I don't think they meant 2 seconds. There we go. 21 seconds. Yeah, it will go on the clock. So they added an extra 6 almost.
Not sure where exactly that came from, but I mean,
Well,
6
it was
seconds.
out of bounds, first down. So
Okay.
now they roll it on the first down. Schrader takes the snap. Trying to air it out deep, looking deep down the field. Had a man in step, but overthrew him well down the middle. Looking for Brandon Houston there. So that'll stop the clock. 10.9 seconds to go, just behind midfield at the 49-yard line.
Ashland's tried to go deep ball a couple times, have not succeeded, but they've come pretty close. I mean, Jordan was able to get good separation, just got overthrown by good distance there. We had the other throw going the other way where he went up and high pointed it, but came down out of bounds. Still testing that deep defense for the Patriots.
Getting ready to go to the half. Don't forget, in the fourth quarter, we'll have our Kroger Player of the Game. A couple of candidates on both sides already. As Strader drops back to throw, completes it across the middle. That is caught by Jordan. Jordan still on his feet, makes another man miss. Going to cut back inside, still up somehow, and that will be the final play as he's brought down inside the 15. A nice pickup there, but cannot get into the end zone for the Tomcats. That is the end of the first half. Patriots lead 21-14, our score as we head to the locker rooms at half. We will step aside for a break, and then we'll bring you back here to the Hill for halftime. Right after this, you're watching High School Game Day, Parmar Store's Game of the Week.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. You have to make certain that the lawyer you hire has your best interests at heart. We typically meet our clients at the worst times of their lives, and it's our job to help them. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia.
Joining me, high-profile lawyer Ben Salango. Ben, it's a real honor to have you on.
In fact, many of our cases come from other lawyers. Lawyers who've worked with us, lawyers who've worked against us, and even those who've merely heard of our results. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
We know who we are, where we have been, and where we are going. Healthcare is ever-changing, and we are evolving to meet the future needs of our community. Thomas Health is honored to announce our affiliation with the WVU Health System. WVU Health System and its network of hospitals and physicians across West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will allow Thomas Health to elevate and expand the current services we offer to this region. With broader access to specialists and subspecialists and the full support of the preeminent health system in our state, we look forward to being your first choice for medical care. Together, proudly serving our community and the state of West Virginia, today and tomorrow.
I'm attorney Bobby Warner. Congress recently created a fund to compensate victims of Camp Lejeune who were exposed to toxic waters between 1953 and 1987. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer or other health issues related to toxic water exposure at Camp Lejeune, call today for a free case evaluation.
Bobby Warner, now's the time. Call 345-6789.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your George Washington High School Patriot Marching Band.
We know who we are, where we have been, and where we are going. Healthcare is ever-changing, and we are evolving to meet the future needs of our community. Thomas Health is honored to announce our affiliation with the WVU Health System. WVU Health System and its network of hospitals and physicians across West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will allow Thomas Health to elevate and expand the current services we offer to this region. With broader access to specialists and subspecialists and the full support of the preeminent health system in our state, we look forward to being your first choice for medical care. Together, proudly serving our community and the state of West Virginia, today and tomorrow.
Ball Toyota is here for you. Gas prices got you down? Toyota has a hybrid for everyone, like the 53 MPG Corolla or Camry, the 58 MPG Prius, the 41 MPG RAV4, the 40 MPG Venza, and the 36 MPG Highlander. Need more room or want to haul a trailer or boat? Get the new 22 MPG Tundra Hybrid. Give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with a genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. Ball Toyota of Charleston. It's a whole new ball game.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar convenience stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Halftime here on the Hill. You just saw the Patriot Marching Band a few moments ago performing their halftime set as the GW football team leads at the half 21-14 over the Ashland Tomcats. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here this week on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Appreciate you tuning in for our broadcast this evening. GW broke the scoring open with 9:08 to go in the first quarter. Abe Fenwick found Keegan Sack for the first of their 2 touchdown passes and receptions. First one from 23 yards out. Second one came with 6:49 to go in the first. That from 36 out gave GW a 14-0 lead. Then the Tomcats would finally get on the scoreboard after a GW fumble by Clay Matthews 33 yards later, and the Tomcats would get on the scoreboard for the first time this evening with 2:42 to go in the first, make it a 14-7 game. Then the Patriots quickly answering a touchdown there as GW would score 18 seconds later. Anthony Valentine would haul in a deep ball from Fenwick, 58 yards to the house goes Valentine. Patriots would lead 21-7 with 2:24 to go in the first. Then the Tomcats strike in the second with 9:44 to go and make it an 80-yard run on a jet sweep from Terrell Jordan. Tomcats make it 21-14, and Ashland and GW both going for it on 4th down. On the Ashland side of the field, neither of them could get it going. Tomcats tried to get a drive before the end of the half to get some points on the scoreboard, unable to cross the goal line before the half expired. A good first half of play, but between both of these two schools, 2 great weeks of football so far here on the Hill for these Patriots against their opposition.
Oh yeah, looked like maybe GW was going to run away with this one early, but Ashland settled in. Started playing their game. Had that huge play from Jordan that was that 80-yard touchdown that really turned things around for him. Khalil Vaughn coming with that big interception to set up another score. A bit of a statistical interesting thing here. Both teams so far have a guy who's averaging over 40 yards a touch so far in this one. For GW, Valentine's had 4 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown. We mentioned several times that mismatch is something GW's tried to go to several times. And for Ashland, Jordan so far, 3 total touches, 2 catches and the carry for 123 yards total and that touchdown. So big plays abound here for both these teams.
And Patriots lead 21-14 here at the half on the Hill. We'll step aside for a quick break, and then we come back. We'll check some scores from around the state, as well as some college scores, as college football week 1 kicked off earlier this week. We'll let you know about that, as a former GW quarterback is playing in a game going on right now. We'll talk about that coming up after the break.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. You have to make certain that the lawyer you hire has your best interest at heart. We typically meet our clients at the worst times of their lives, and it's our job to help them. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia.
Joining me, high-profile lawyer Ben Salango. Ben, it's a real honor to have you on.
In fact, many of our cases come from other lawyers. Lawyers who've worked with us, lawyers who've worked against us, and even those who've merely heard of our results. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
We know who we are, where we have been, and where we are going. Healthcare is ever-changing, and we are evolving to meet the future needs of our community. Thomas Health is honored to announce our affiliation with the WVU Health System. WVU Health System and its network of hospitals and physicians across West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will allow Thomas Health to elevate and expand the current services we offer to this region. With broader access to specialists and subspecialists and the full support of the preeminent health system in our state, we look forward to being your first choice for medical care. Together, proudly serving our community and the state of West Virginia, today and tomorrow.
Back here on the Hill again, Patriots lead the Tomcats in this Kentucky-West Virginia battle, 21-14 at the half. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. We're live from our Frontier Communications broadcast booth and teach you some scores from around Class AAA. Brook has already beaten Indian Creek, Ohio, 21-7, your final score there. Woodrow Wilson leading Greenbrier East on the road, 27-7, your halftime score. The Highlanders and the Black Eagles duking it out in Huntington. South Charleston trails 20-0 at the half. The Capital Cougars on the road after both Capital and South Charleston got beat by 50 points plus last week. Capital hanging in there still right now with Hurricane, down 14-0 at the half to the Redskins. Then Martinsburg and Musselman, a good game at the half. The Bulldogs lead the Applemen 26-20. Morgantown on top of Bridgeport 10-6. Parkersburg Big Red leading Riverside Warriors 21-7 at the half. Park South, a big lead over University. Parkersburg South up 70-14 in the third quarter. Down in Spring Valley, the Timberwolves taking on Portsmouth over from Ohio. And at Spring Valley, 28-14 your score in the third quarter. So there's some scores of interest from Class AAA.
Adam, that's 2 weeks in a row that Parkersburg South apparently has an incredible offense. I don't think we see them ourselves this year, but man, it sounds like the Patriots too, I believe, doing a no, they aren't. But anyway, Parkersburg South looking like they have a real good offense there. So far, it sounds like over 120 points combined. And they're not even completely through 2 games yet.
Yeah, 127 points for them in the first 2 weeks. Put 57 on the board last week against Capital. So we mentioned some college scores of interest. You all probably already know the Mountaineers unfortunately fell last night in the revival of the Backyard Brawl. A close game, though, for the Mountaineers, falling 38-31. You probably read all about it from our good friend Ryan Pritt after, again, he made the long drive back from Pittsburgh to be here for our game this evening. You can read his full recap of our GW Ashland game on HD Media websites and in the Gazette Mail tomorrow morning. But another game going on in college football that has some interest to fans here locally. Former GW and now former Marshall quarterback Grant Wells leading the Virginia Tech Hokie offense on the road in week number 1, taking on Old Dominion, Marshall's former Conference USA foe, now Sun Belt foe, as both teams, along with James Madison and Southern Miss, have made the jump into the Sun Belt Conference. First year for those 4 teams joining the conference. And Old Dominion right now has a 3-point lead at the half over Virginia Tech, 10-7. Grant Wells does have that lone touchdown, that coming on the ground for the Hokies. But right now, Virginia Tech, just 1 half to play left to close that 3-point deficit.
Old Dominion may be a better team than a lot of people realize, but Hokie Nation probably a little bit frustrated at that halftime score. Still a lot of game left in that one.
Still plenty of game left to play there, and Grant is very familiar with that Old Dominion defense after playing for Marshall for the past 2 years. And also, as I mentioned, Marshall, Thundering Herd kicks its season off tomorrow at home against Norfolk State. Head coach Charles Huff in his 2nd season at the helm of that Marshall football program, and guy that's pretty familiar with Norfolk State as terms of a program after playing his college ball at Hampton. Coached there for a little while as well. Totally different team now than it was when he played back then, but some familiarity with the program at least. And big season ahead for Marshall football. As again, we mentioned, starts the Sun Belt Conference play this year.
And speaking of Sun Belt play, Marshall soccer having a successful early season right now.
Yes, Sun Belt men's soccer conference being reformed this year in the offseason after we mentioned those 4 teams that joined the Sun Belt Conference. Had brought in also WVU, brought in Kentucky, South Carolina, some of those teams that were affiliate members of Conference USA. Coastal Carolina was actually an affiliate member for men's soccer in Conference USA. They were in the Sun Belt, but the Sun Belt again didn't have men's soccer. Now that all those teams have joined, it is one of the top men's soccer conferences in the country. And after a big win for the Pitt Panthers in soccer in the Backyard Brawl earlier this week against the West Virginia men's team, Pitt traveling to Huntington tonight, taking on the Thundering Herd, was down 2-0 the last we saw a score update there. So the Thundering Herd in a 2-11 matchup there with the Panthers, leading again 2-0 in Huntington. Marshall will take on the West Virginia Mountaineers at Hoops Family Field on September 24th, a game that I'm sure will be sold out because it was the last time those 2 teams played in Huntington for an NCAA tournament game. We're about to get underway here for the second half between Ashland and GW. Tomcats getting ready to kick the football off to begin half number 2. Again, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here in our high school game day, Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Patriots find themselves leading 21-14 as we get ready to start half number 2. And Will, keys for both of these sides to come away with the victory here as we get ready to start half 2.
It sounds kind of weird, but they both just keep doing what they're doing. Obviously Ashland needs to make one more touchdown to make up this difference. But for George Washington, this passing game, I don't see any reason to move away from it. And for Ashland, if they can sustain more of these short pass-driven drives, I think they'll have a lot of success here in the second half.
A high kick that goes out of bounds, and that will be an illegal procedure. GW will have great field position to begin its opening drive of the second half. And Patriots took a 14-0 lead. Looked like GW might run away with it there early on in the first quarter, but the Tomcats, refusing to go away, have scored 14 points since then, giving up just the 1 touchdown, and that's, again, what makes it this 21-14 game.
It was just very impressive how Ashland was able to kind of shake off a pretty bad start and really put themselves right in this game. Says a lot about the coaching and the leaders on this team, even though it is a quite young team here for the Tomcats.
And we say young in terms of not a lot of experience. There's a handful of seniors on this group. That Kentucky passing a Senate bill a couple years ago to allow players to have an extra year due to COVID. And GW on the opening play of the second half airs it out deep across the middle of the field. GW will take it down to the Ashland 36-yard line.
And that's enough for an Ashland Auto first down.
29-yard reception there from Fenwick to Hatfield. Patriots already into Tomcat territory. Fenwick takes a shotgun snap, has plenty of time. Quick throw out to the near side, looking for his tight end, Gunnar Flores, and he sails it on him. Incomplete, out of bounds.
After that previous completion put Fenwick well over 300 yards in this one, 308 now on just 12 completions.
After just 146 last week on 11 of 18 passing. He did have 3 touchdowns, also chipped in 84 yards on the ground on 5 carries. Hasn't had to take off and get out across the line of scrimmage so far tonight. He's been doing it all with his arm through the air. Airing it out again, near side, catch is caught by Sack. Sack lost the football, but able to come back to it. A great job there by the Tomcats, Atavion Thomas, to punch the football out, but credit Sack for being able to get right back to the football. So he'll be down at the 21. A nice gain there. Almost had a disaster. A disaster averted. Two receivers out to each side of the formation. Offensive coordinator Scott Tinsley signaling the play call in to Abe Fenwick. He'll take the shotgun pass, has some time, stands, delivers to the near side, and that pass is incomplete, trying to find Hunter Giacomo. Giacomo, who didn't have a catch all last week, has 1 catch so far this evening, but had a great defensive game for the Patriots last week out there for GW against Cabell Midland at his free safety spot, and has had a good defensive game so far here this evening as well.
Yeah, last week he was a real big part of kind of shutting down Cabell Midland's outside running. We talked about that a couple times last week. They did a really good job defending the perimeter. Haven't really needed to show that too much against Ashland today. Really more of an inside running team when they do hand the ball off.
Yeah, his stats showed how well he was there, cutting off those runs on the outside. 9 total tackles last week and a tackle for loss. Fenwick keeps it himself on a quarterback run off the left side. On second down, has the first down and then some. Nice run there by the junior Abe Fenwick.
11-yard line.
About 9 on that one.
Waiting for them to spot the football. And it's right around the first down marker. Can't quite say just yet.
Yeah, I thought he got a little bit past first down too from our angle, but it looks like it was about a 9-yarder.
Yeah, gonna say he's short by about a half yard. Give him 9 officially, really 9.5. Well, now they're gonna bring the chains over and measure. Chain gang crew over there.
Well, now it kind of looks like where they actually spotted it, you wouldn't really need the chain gang judging on what they're. Let's just see how it pans out.
And it is a first down. So give him 10.
First down.
Apologies, folks. A bit of a dry throat there. Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, Coal keeps the lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. We also want to thank Klasky Orthodontics, Gateway Mortgage, Improved Physical Therapy, Woody Hill Attorneys, and Harris Bros Roofing. First and 10, Patriots hand off to the tailback, and quickly swallowed up there. Going off the right side is Keegan Sack.
Colin Howard doing a good job there for the defense, making that first contact and holding him up for the cavalry to get there. But a loss of 1 on that one.
13-yard line.
And again, the kind of sore spot for this Patriots offense has been the running game so far. Just I don't get much going. Sack now with 6 carries for just 14 yards. And one fumble among those.
A little more than 10 left in this third quarter. Fenwick drops back to pass, pump fakes, steps up in the pocket. He's under some pressure, and finally getting to him from behind there is Landon Himes, the defensive end. He'll bring him down for a loss back to the 16-yard line. Be a loss of 4, bring up 3rd and 14.
The back-to-back plays by the two defensive ends here on this Tomcat defensive line, really doing a good job of tying things up there at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long now for the Patriot offense. Opening drive of this third quarter. Patriots lead by a touchdown. Fenwick drops back to pass, has some time, throws it toward the end zone, and it is caught. Does he stay in bounds? No, he doesn't. Hayden Hatfield brought it in as he slid to his knees in the back right corner of the end zone, just couldn't stay in bounds. But what accuracy still from Fenwick there. Again, on the run, showing his mobility and able to throw it still fully and accurately, just not quite as accurate as it needed to be for a touchdown.
He's been feeling pressure on that left side through a lot of the game. A lot of that Landon Himes we mentioned a lot of times, but really that front. Overall, he's doing a good job. Coach Tackett told us about how we'll rotate guys to that defensive line, still having a lot of energy and speed here as we make our way through the third quarter.
4th down for GW, going to stay out there inside the red zone and try to get points. Fenwick going to roll to his left, throwing back across the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Hunter Giacomo across the middle of the field, but tight defensive coverage there by Khalil Vaughn, the starting cornerback for the Tomcats. And that is a turnover on downs, and Ashland will take over for their first drive of the third quarter with 9:09 to go in this third quarter.
Let's see if they stick with the kind of offense we saw in that first half with the kind of controlled passing game where they try to open things up a little bit. One for the deep pass a couple of times in that first half. We're not able to hit Pater, but came close a couple times. I'm expecting at least one shot downfield. Might not come in this drive, but I think it's coming.
So LeBryant Strader, the sophomore quarterback, back in the shotgun. Going to roll to his right, now stepping up, and the GW defense gets to him quickly. Isaiah Ayers as well as Heath McCormick wrap him up and bring him down. Be a sack for no yards right at the line of scrimmage.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 to go.
So you're taking a look there on your screen at Abe Fenwick talking with Patriot offensive coordinator Scott Tinsley after the empty possession there for the Patriots to start this second half. 2nd and 10 on the way for the Ashland offense. Strader drops back to throw, looking to the middle of the field, going to throw it, has his man on the run wide open, and turning up field there is Jared Brown on the reception. First catch of the season for him.
21-yard gain there. Really good job getting themselves out of their own, well, I guess not really their own red zone, but making a good play, getting upfield, getting something going on this this drive, and getting another potential playmaker involved.
1st and 10 for the Tomcats from their own 36-yard line now after that reception. Handoff goes up the middle to Jennings. Jennings gets across the line of scrimmage and then is upended just in front of the 40-yard line. Javon Davis on the stop. And Peyton Coulter, the linebacker, coming in to bring him down as well. 4-yard gain up to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 6 on the way for Ashland. 2 receivers out to each side of the formation. Houston and Jordan to the near side. That is the short side of the field for Ashland. And a false start on the way. The man who just picked up that first down for the Tomcats, Jared Brown, just couldn't hold his water and jumped offside. And it'll be a false start, make it 2nd and 11 on the way for the Tomcats. 7:45 to go here in this third quarter. And And don't forget, coming up in the fourth, we'll have our Kroger player of the game. Got a couple of players already in mind for each side. Strader with a quick throw out into the flat over the far side. It's Atkins once again on one of those quick routes. He turns upfield and is forced out of bounds near the first down marker. Needed 11, and I think he picks up 10 there as he gets up to the 45.
8 catches now for Atkins on this game for 61 yards. Obviously came into this one to get him more involved, and he's been a great guy to go to get 6, 7, 8, 9 yards.
Tomcats just taking what the Patriot defense is giving them as those outside defenders, those cornerbacks are playing a good 6, 7 yards off the ball. Strader in the shotgun, rolling out under some pressure, and he's brought down again. There's Heath McCormick getting off his blocker to bring him down, and will be stopped around the first down marker. Depends on where the spot is. And they are going to have to bring the chains over to measure it. Officials timeout.
Now this will be an interesting decision. Late part of the second quarter, Ashland opted to go for it on a fourth down. That was actually longer than this, if indeed it stands as a fourth down. Did not get it. Didn't turn into points to George Washington, but still kind of an interesting decision here. Still give if you didn't get the fourth, doesn't matter. Looks like they made it.
Well, they're going to stretch it here in just a moment. Trying to make certain they get it put in the right spot for where to measure.
Well, nope, about half a ball short.
Half yard shy. It will be fourth down. Can't quite tell because Laith Ganem, big defensive end there, was standing right over top of the ball, but it was about a half yard shy. And see there on Laith Ganem's shoes, his cleats, he's got the red and blue laces on his cleats this evening. Again, we told you the Patriot Pack student section for GW wearing red and blue in honor and memory of Herbert Hoover girls soccer player, freshman Leah Strickland, who unfortunately passed away in a car accident on Wednesday this week, coming back from a game against Braxton County on I-79. Had a moment of silence for her before this contest began. They also had a moment of silence to honor her at the Herbert Hoover game this evening there at Hoover.
And I'm sure at other games across the
I'm sure a lot of people recognize
a very tight-knit group, even though, I was kind of thinking about it. George Washington and Herbert Hoover aren't necessarily that close, don't necessarily play each other a lot, but still, we got over 100, 200 kids here offering their support.
But we do have a direct connection between these two schools, as GW volleyball coach Missy Smith is also the Herbert Hoover softball coach. Fourth down play on the way, though, and the Patriots blow it up. Getting into the backfield is the man who was standing over top of the football, preventing us from seeing how short they were. Laith Ganem blows up the fourth down play, and the Patriot defense gets a big stop here in the third quarter.
And that was a late developing play, or slow developing play there for Ashland, considering the down and distance. And Ganem was just able to find the seam and blow it up. And now Patriots with great field position here, even better than they were expecting if they had been able to stop that. So let's see if the Patriots can capitalize here and make a 2-possession lead.
First and 10 for GW from the Tomcat 41. Patriots haven't found the scoreboard since the opening quarter with 2:24 to go. Scored all 21 points in that first quarter. Handoff goes to Clay Matthews. He spins and slings his way down to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 1 there, depending on where they spot the ball. I'll give him a half yard, if anything. It's a negligible gain. We'll call it a full, make it a long 9 yards to go for GW. Second down upcoming.
Well, I haven't really been able to find much steam on the ground. I've been impressed with Matthews' pass blocking there. We're doing a good job in the face of that rush from Ashland, giving his quarterback just a little more time. And as we've seen, Fenwick only needs a little bit more time usually.
A little more than 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Patriots with a 7-point lead and back with the football. Fenwick drops back to pass on second down. Throw out to the far side of the field. Left it just a little short there for Hayden Hatfield on that comeback route on the far side of the field. Bring up 3rd and a long 9 for the GW offense now. Again, already started this drive in Tomcat territory. Would hate to come away with nothing here for the 2nd drive in a row to start this second half.
Adam, for as hot as Fenwick was coming out of the gates in this one, he's only 2 of his last 11 spanning the halftime break. So good adjustments from Ashland, or just a little bit of out of sync here on the Patriot offense.
3rd and 9 on the way for GW. Fenwick takes a shotgun snap, surveys the field, throws to Keegan Sack on the near side, trying to get away from the defender, still on his feet, but ultimately slinging him down to the ground is the strong safety Landon Eden. Depend on where he's going to be short of the first down. Sack, little tangled up there with Eden, able to get up, and it will be short a yard of the first down. Will bring up 4th and 1, so he picked up 8, needed 9 to move the chains, but it looks like GW will stay out with the offense on the field. Going to go with a bigger set now, as Gunnar Flores and Peyton Coulter both in the game now. Just off the line of scrimmage, lined up as wingbacks almost, and Clay Matthews is the lone back. Handoff goes right up the middle to Clay Matthews. He's down near the 30. He should have enough for the first down on 4th and 1.
Clay Matthews on the carry for the Patriots.
Great play design there by the Patriots. Had those tight ends lined up as wings. Peyton Coulter and Flores brought both of them in motion, set up right behind the guards, and brought those extra blockers right in behind to allow Clay Matthews to hit that A-gap hard and pick up a first down.
And then when you compare that play to the previous one from Ashland, which took a little bit to develop in the backfield, you kind of see why one worked and one didn't. Obviously, Lath Gannon blew up Ashland's play anyway. But good job by the Patriots at getting those tough yards, especially when the running game just hasn't really been clicking for them so far in this one.
1st and 10 from the Tomcat 30 with under 5 left in this 3rd quarter. Patriot with a touchdown lead and the football. Fenwick surveys the field. Lefty throws it out deep, looking for the end zone. Hayden Hatfield going up with it against Houston, and it's incomplete. Great job there by Brandon Houston, the cornerback, in coverage for the Tomcat defense. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Patriot offense. You're watching the high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Happy to have you with us here this evening. We're watching on RSN Sports, HD Media sites, Herald Dispatch, Gazette Mail. We're also streaming on the Ashland Daily Independence website this evening. Now man in motion is Keegan Sack for the Patriot offense. 2 receivers each side as Fenwick drops back to throw and just throws it over the target of his intended man, Sack. Sack again found that gap in that zone defense from Ashland. Just Fenwick under a little bit of pressure, had to throw it maybe a little earlier than he wanted to and let go of it in the wrong spot.
And the pressure from this Tomcat defensive front has really increased through the game. You know, I've talked a lot about Landon Hines, but they're all really now starting to kind of break through, maybe get some more pressure. Hines is largely being double teamed at this point, so really letting a couple of those other guys get in some one-on-one situations and create a little more pressure.
Fenwick takes the shotgun snap on 3rd down. Tomcats bringing some pressure, and Fenwick unloads it over to the far side of the field, trying to find Sack on a crossing route, and that pass is incomplete and will bring up 4th and 10. And Sack a little slow getting up over there on the far side of the field, still down on this turf, finally gets up now.
Adam, that was Fenwick's 30th pass attempt so far in this game. Really slinging out there. Unfortunately, the completions have not come as easy here in the second half as they have in the first.
Threw it just 18 times last week, completed 11 of those.
And he threw 18 in the first half. So, really a pass-heavy attack here for the Patriots. And it's been working to a large part. On the same token, the defense, or running game's only produced less than 40 yards right now.
Patriot offense staying out on the field. 4th and 10 from the 30 of the Tomcats. Fenwick drops back to pass, throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Sack again, but the Tomcats are all over it from the jump. 4th down turnover for the Patriot offense. Ashland gets the football back. 1st and 10 from their own 30. We'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, Join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. Ashland offense back out on the field now, ready to go for this next drive. 1st and 10 from their own 30. A little more than 4 minutes left in this third quarter of action. Snap back to Strader. Another quick throw out to the far side, and he finds Adkins once again on a wide receiver screen. He's into the second level. He's up across the first down marker and up across to the 45. A nice gain on first down there for the Tomcat offense. 15-yard pickup as he gets to the 45. Again, Tomcats just taking what the GW defense is giving them. They're saying, you're going to set your corners 5, 6, 7 yards off the line of scrimmage? Fine. We'll run short routes, and we'll continue to beat your secondary.
And 9 catches now for Adkins, 76 yards. That was actually his longest catch there, 15, but just really doing a good job of giving his quarterback somewhere to go and go quickly.
Once again, Adkins with just 2 receptions for 20 yards coming into the night. Strader going to air it out deep down the far sideline, looking for Houston. Houston got past his man, but can't come to the football. Anthony Valentine doing a great job of providing coverage there for the Patriot defense, but Houston just had a second step on him, just a little overthrown.
And once again, Ashland tries to go for that deep ball. They have not been able to find it yet, but that one was probably the closest of the 3 or 4 shots they've taken, so definitely something these Patriot defensive backs are keeping in mind as they mostly defend these short passes, but Ashland has been trying to hit that home run. Just haven't gotten there yet.
Tomcats 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line after the incompletion. Strader going to take it on a quarterback power off the right side. Breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet. Tries to shuck off a tackler. And he is forced out of bounds a yard shy of the first down to the Patriot 46-yard line. Give him 9 on 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 1.
41 rushing yards by Strader by my count so far in this one. By far the most effective runner for either team outside of that long 80-yard carry by Jordan for the Tomcats earlier.
3rd and 1 on the way for Ashland. Under 3 left in this third quarter. Strader takes a shotgun snap, another quick throw, and that's caught by Adkins again. Turns downfield inside the 40, and he'll be forced out of bounds. They will force him out at the 38-yard line. Another first down, though, for the Tomcats. The chains reset, and Ashland's offense continues to drive down the field. Tomcats have trailed the entirety of tonight's ball game. We're down 14-0 quickly in the first quarter. Have only given up 1 score since, and all of those scores for GW, again, came in the first quarter. Holding the Patriot offense scoreless since that opening frame. And before this play can develop, it is blown dead, and we'll have a false start against the Tomcat offense and back them up 5 yards to the GW 43-yard line.
Now, neither team so far are hurting themselves too bad with penalties. Both have had, it's football. They've, of course, had some penalties, but neither team really digging themselves holes like we kind of saw Midland do early in last week's game up here against George Washington.
Penalties and turnovers ultimately what cost the Knights the game last week. Had 2 fumbles. The last one gave the game to GW. The Knights were driving and GW forced that fumble. Throw out to Adkins is incomplete. Tried to set up the wide receiver screen, and Adkins just tried to run with the football before he had possession of it and dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, for such a sure-handed guy, it happens to the best of them, but really trying to set up those outside screens, which weren't really effective early in the game, but they found more success with them as the games come along.
2nd and 15 on the way for the Tomcat offense. Near side receivers come Jordan and Houston. Lone receiver split out to the far side is Adkins. Strader going to take it himself on a quarterback power off the right side. Has to bounce it outside. Has a decent block ahead of him. And he'll be tripped up as he crosses the original line of scrimmage and gets down inside the 35, down to the 34. Give him 9 yards. We'll bring up 3rd and 6. Another great game here on the hill developing as still got a quarter plus of action left between Ashland and GW in this Kentucky-West Virginia battle. 11th time these two teams have met. In the all-time series, Patriots with the lead 6-4 overall, with 2020's game being canceled due to COVID. 3rd and 6. Strader fires out to the near side, finds Houston. Houston breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 20 by Hunter Giacomo and Gunnar Flores. But not before Houston picks up the first down and gets down to the 20-yard line and sets Ashland up 1st and 10 from inside the red zone.
And we talked a little bit with Coach Edwards about, both coaches really, about this series. And, it's kind of funny to think that, Ashland's just as much of a fixture now as for George Washington's Capital or of South Charleston, but always a good game. A game that really, both coaches said, really kind of shows themselves how they're coming along, and just a game that the fans look forward to as well.
1st and 10 for the Tomcats after that big first down grab. Tomcats looking for the end zone, and the pass is overthrown. Trying to find Jared Brown there that time was Strader in the end zone. Coverage there provided by Hatfield and Giacomo for the Patriot defense. And the thing about this game, too, is that neither team gets the points for it. Kentucky bases their system off of RPI. Playing out-of-state games does not give the Tomcats any RPI points for the way they do their playoff system. For GW, this 3A team out of Kentucky, despite being as good as they are, only count for AA points in the playoff seedings for West Virginia high school football. So neither team really gets that much out of it other than a tightly contested game. Doesn't really help that much in terms of the postseason standings. Nice catch over there on that far side by Adkins. Again, the go-to man for this Tomcat offense here this evening through the air. Can't stress this enough. The guy only had 2 catches for 20 yards, had a catch for 10 yards in each of the first 2 games for this Tomcat offense, and tonight has been the go-to guy. 11 grabs this evening for Ashland. Far and away the leader on the stat sheet.
And no one else with more than 3, and that'd be Houston. Really just a guy who's out there doing the most he can for his team.
Strader pump fakes to the near side, wants to look toward the end zone. Nobody open. Patriot brings some pressure, and GW trying to get to him. Finally bring him down at the 20, back at the original line of scrimmage. A sack, loss of 4. Great job by that Patriot defensive line, forcing Strader to get out of the pocket and then having enough speed to catch up to him and bring him down in the backfield.
Yeah, Strader did not go down easy, but GW was able to pull him down there, and just in the nick of time, because Adkins had just been able to come free across the middle of the field.
That's the final play of the 3rd quarter. Patriots sack forces a 4th down upcoming for the Tomcats. We'll flip into the field. 12 minutes freshly thrown up on the scoreboard. GW leads 21-14 over Ashland. We'll be right back as you're watching High School Game Day, Parmar Store's Game of the Week.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Back here on the hill for our High School Game Day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Happy to have you with us here this evening. It's been a great game for us here on the hill. 2nd week in a row, really 3rd broadcast in a row for Will and I. We've had a great game for you here on our High School Game Day platform. Patriots lead 21-14, but again, GW's been held out of the end zone since the 1st quarter. All 21 points coming in that 1st quarter of action. Tomcat defense has done a stellar job. Now the offense trying to score. Here a 4th down on the way. 4th and 10 from the 20. Strader will have 2 receivers set to each side of the field. Drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, looking toward the end zone, trying to find Adkins, and it's just off of his hands and incomplete. 4th down will end up in a turnover and downs and GW will get the football back at its own 20-yard line now.
Ashland's receivers were kind of looking to the ref season to get a little help. I think the ref was right not to throw it there. A little bit of contact, but nothing that qualified as a foul. But, good effort there. Of course, they were looking for their man Adkins, just unable to haul that in. At least not giving Ashland that great, or the Patriots not that great a field position.
Another turnover on downs for Ashland. Gives GW again the football back at their own 20 for their first fourth quarter drive. Just 7 seconds into it. Don't forget, now that we are here in the fourth quarter, coming up later, we'll have our Kroger player of the game for you. Fenwick keeping himself, rolling out to the left side. Has a decent gain there on first down. Picks up 4 yards up to the 24.
That's a 4-yard gain.
It's the first time he's really had to get outside the pocket and advance down the field for the Patriot offense. Every other time he's been able to escape and get a throw off, whether it's been a completion to one of his receivers or it's fallen incomplete or he's just thrown it away. Again, showing a lot of maturity, the junior quarterback for GW. Fenwick takes a shotgun snap on 2nd and 6. Pump fakes a couple of times. Loading up to throw deep down the field. And that one just out of the outstretched arms of Hunter Giacomo. They'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the GW offense now from their own 24-yard line.
Fenwick, one of his last 10 for just 8 yards. Passing game really slowing down here for the Patriots. Still 336 total passing yards after that incredible first half, though.
A string now of 5 straight incompletions for Abe Fenwick, and has missed 9 of his last 10 throws. See what he comes up with here on 3rd and 6. Fenwick going to throw to the near side. Caught there. Ends that 5 straight incompletion stretch. And he has the first down for the Patriot offense.
All the way down to the
We'll spot him out of bounds at the 32. So
and there's a flag on the play.
Pickup of 8 yards there, and there is a flag, and it will go against the Tomcats. Face mask on Ashland, so we'll add to that first down gain for GW, and they will spot the ball at the Patriot 47-yard line. So again, tack on the 15 after the completion.
First down,
Patriots nearing midfield. Fenwick play action fake. Screen play out to the near side. Caught by Sack. Sack almost breaks out of a tackle, but he is into Tomcat territory across the 50 down to the Ashland 48-yard line.
4 to go for the Patriots.
That completion puts Fenwick right at 350 yards so far in this one.
5-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 5. And before the play gets off, Tomcats going to take a timeout here. 10:15 to go in this fourth quarter. We've got ourselves a tight one here on the hill. Patriots lead 21-14, are in Tomcat territory. We'll be back with more right after this here on High School Game Day, Parmar Store's Game of the Week.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
And the rest of your cheerleading squad.
Back on the hill, Patriots with the football in Tomcat territory. 2nd and a long 5-6 or so to go. Coming up after the timeout by the Ashland Tomcats. Look there at the Tomcats coming over from their far sideline. Head coach Chad Tackett in his first season at the helm of this Tomcat program. Was an assistant coach for them since 2007. Got his first win last week as a head coach for the Tomcats, and his first one as a head coach since 2006. It's been a long time as an assistant. Again, as we mentioned, was with Ashland since 2007 as an assistant. Fenwick under heavy pressure, escapes one would-be tackler, finally throws it out of bounds And he was out of the blocking area.
And that was a smart play by Fenwick. It looked like they were trying to build up kind of a middle screen there. Did not develop the way they expected it to. And throws it out of bounds. But
we do have a flag, though, right at midfield. This could be in the area of a hold, as it was about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're about to mark it off against GW as of right now, but correction.
Was it legal?
That penalty is on the Patriots.
Illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that can happen sometimes when a screen, you're trying to make a screen, it does develop. Those linemen can get kind of stranded upfield and end up getting one of those illegal man downfield. You know, he looks behind him thinking he's blocking, and then suddenly it didn't develop, and now he's not doing what he's supposed to.
So now a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 10 after that illegal man downfield. A little more than 10 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. And a tight ball game here on the hill. Fenwick takes the second down snap, rolling out to his left, throwing near side, and it's caught by Hayden Hatfield in front of the 30-yard line, down inside the 25 and down near the 20 before he's brought down by a trio of Tomcats.
33 yards there. Incredible play there to get his team back on track.
Wow, what a throw by Fenwick. Again, on the run, finds his man who created the separation, and then a great job by Hatfield to hang on to that one, as the Patriots will now have 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So GW in the red zone again here.
4 catches now for 80 yards for Hatfield. Nice secondary receiver behind Sack and as far as catches and yards go.
Hatfield.
Valentine has the most yards with 162.
Fenwick going to keep it himself after a nice block set up by Clay Matthews on that quarterback power. Took out the defensive end. And Fenwick rumbles his way down to the 12-yard line. Give him 8. Bring up 2nd and 2. Clay Matthews not afraid to stick his nose in there and pick up a big block. Plays linebacker for this GW defense as well. 2nd and 2 on the way for GW. The 12-yard line. That power formation handoff goes to Matthews right up the middle. Matthews trying to get the first down. And he'll be stopped, I believe, about a yard shy. They're going to give him 1 down to the 11. So 3rd and 1 on the way for the Patriot offense here, looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time since the first quarter. All 21 points for GW coming in that first frame of action. Sack, a 23-yard reception. Then he followed it up with a 36-yard catch to make it 14-0 GW. Then Anthony Valentine said, let me get into the mix. He took it 58 yards to the house to give GW a 14-point lead again, that time 21-7. Since then, Ashland responded with an 80-yard touchdown run on a jet sweep. Here, GW trying to keep the offense out on the field. 3rd and short. Fenwick on a quarterback sneak. Pile pushing forward, and Fenwick has enough for the first down as he'll get down to the 8-yard line. Needed 1, picked up 3. So 1st and goal. We do have a Tomcat player down on the field. Training staff will come see to him. While they see to him, we will step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after this here in the fourth quarter. You're watching our High School Game Day Parmar Stores Game of the Week.
Time for a Labor Day tents event.
This is our biggest event ever with the most cards and the most offers.
We've got 4 locations of inventory. Not only are we selling at our main lots, but we've got tents at the Kanawha Mall and the Old Sport Mart Plaza. Every test drive is a chance to win $1,000. Buy a car and get your choice of $1,000 cash, no payments until 2023, 250 gallons of gas, or take a bigger discount.
With the best trade-in figures powered by Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, you can get the best deals of the year.
Go to TomJ4.com and see for yourself.
Back on the hill, 8:41 to go. The Tomcat player down on the field, who is now able to get up and walk off under his own power, is Landon Himes, their senior defensive end. Great to see him get up and be able to walk off. It appeared to be just cramps. Saw the trainer stretching him out, getting him some water. So great to see that so far, Will, through our first 3 broadcasts, we haven't had any major injuries. As we've talked about in our first 3 broadcasts, it's very humid this time of year here in West Virginia, so cramps are aplenty just haven't had too many here tonight to deal with, which is great.
But, a little bit of a shout out to these coaching staffs and these players. Haven't seen a whole lot of cranes compared to some other games we've watched. So, guys did a good job preparing to play in these type of conditions.
And as again we mentioned, Ashland in their third game of the season, as Kentucky starts a week early with Ohio compared to West Virginia. Another power set for the Patriots. Fenwick going to keep it himself, but the Tomcats in the backfield in a hurry. Coming up there with the stop is the middle linebacker, Isaiah Ingram. He stops Hatfield in the backfield at the 11-yard line. Going to be a 3-yard loss. 2nd and goal from the 11 on the way.
And the Patriots may have gone back to the well one too many times in a row on that power look. It looks like they're switching back to a more conventional set with Sack coming back out there wide.
Going to have trips out to the far side of the field. Giacomo, the wide man. And then you've got Sack. Well, now they're going to bring in a double-barrel backfield. So it'll be Matthews and Flores. Fenwick drops back to pass, throws toward the end zone, looks for Hatfield. Hatfield had it for a second and then just couldn't hold on to it. Tight coverage there on the outside by the corner, Khalil Vaughn, one of the man who has the interception for this Tomcat defense. And don't forget, we will have our Kroger Player of the Game coming up. Will Vance will make that selection here as we get closer toward the end of the contest. And a couple of nominees for both sides right now. Keegan Sack was our player of the game last week on Thursday night after he had 3 touchdown catches for 85 yards on just 5 grabs. Abe Fenwick was also in the running for that as well, but Sack just did a fantastic job offensively and defensively for the Patriots. Another timeout on the field, 7:42 left to go in this fourth quarter. Still a tight one here on the hill between the Tomcats and the Patriots. We'll be back with more of our high school game day Par-Mar Stores Game of the Week right after this. Tomcats breaking from their huddle over on the far side of the field, heading back over. Get ready for this 3rd and goal defensive play upcoming from the Patriots. Patriot offense back out on the field now. It's going to have a double-barrel backfield again in the shotgun. Flores and Matthews. Giacomo, the lone receiver, to the far side. Sack and Hatfield to the near side. Now Flores in motion. Fenwick drops back to pass under some pressure. Lets go of it and left it short. Had a man wide open if he had just had enough time to throw it. Flores got the separation needed on the near sideline in the front of the end zone, but Fenwick just didn't have the legs underneath of him to throw it because he got hit as he was letting go. There is a flag on the field, though. We'll wait to see the result of this.
It's another ineligible man downfield there for the Patriots. And that one, I don't think they were setting up a screen, so I'm not really sure what the explanation for that one is.
They're going to decline the penalty, though. Not give GW another opportunity at 4th down, or on 3rd down, rather. So GW will now send out the field goal unit. Jordan Price missed one earlier in the first half. I think there was an issue there with the snap and the hold. We'll see if they can clean things up now. Freshman side, Persinger out to hold for the Patriots. Jordan Price, the sophomore kicker, out to try a 2nd field goal of the evening. Kick is up, and it is no good from 28. Patriots leave 3 points on the field again. Just pushed it wide left. Now it'll be up to the GW defense to come up with the stop. Trying to get the offense out there once more to try and run this one away.
Yeah, Adam, I love the confidence in your guy, your backup kicker, going to him again, but Just wasn't able to put that one through. Like I said, it's a luxury to even have a backup kicker in high school football in West Virginia, who actually is a very good at kickoffs, as we've seen, but just a tough place kicking night for that young man.
So Tomcats take back possession of the football. 7:43 to go in this fourth quarter. Handoff goes up the middle to Jennings. Jennings up across the 25-yard line and spun down by Clay Matthews as he gets up to the 27-yard line. Give him 7 yards on that run. Bring up 2nd and 3.
That was by far the longest run Jennings has had in this game. Both teams really struggling on the ground here.
I want to thank our sponsors, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, Coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. And Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. Strader, quick throw out to the near side, finds Adkins again. He has the first down and then some as he's up across the 35-yard line. And they'll give him up to the 38. Nice pickup there on 2nd down and short to move the chains just shy of the 40. Again, Tomcat offense just taking what this GW defense is giving him.
Atkins up to 99 yards on 12 catches.
And just 2 for 20 coming into tonight. Had a reception of 10 yards in each of the first 2 games for this Tomcat offense. Schrader takes a snap, hands off to his tailback Jennings, going off the left side. He cuts back up the middle, breaks out of a tackle from Valentine, still on his feet across midfield, and finally brought down to the ground just shy of the 45-yard line of the Patriots. Aiden Hatfield brings him down, but not before the Tomcats pick up another first down gain. Again, our Kroger player of the game coming up here later on in our contest. Couple of nominees for both sides. Don't want to name one just quite yet because this one's still too close to tell how it'll finish. And you can read about how it'll finish in the paper tomorrow. Ryan Pritt will have a full game recap for you. It'll be online later this evening and be in the print tomorrow. Strader stopped before he can get things going. A false start will back up this Tomcat offense back into their own territory. 5-yard penalty. He'll spot the ball at their own 49.
Ashland backs the ball up to their own 49-yard line and makes it a first down and 15 to go for the Tomcats.
Not quite in stone yet. Player of the game, getting our graphics set. Just some of the nominees we've got for you. Getting a little taste of it there. 1st and 15 for the Tomcats. Strader drops back to pass, pump fakes a couple times, lets it go over to the far side of the field and left it short, trying to find his favorite target tonight, Adkins. We'll also thank for our broadcast this evening, Klasky Orthodontics, Gateway Mortgage, Improve Physical Therapy, Woody Hill Attorneys, and Harris Bros Roofing. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, happy to have you along with us this evening here on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. We're live in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Strader sets up here on 2nd and 15 in the shotgun. Surveys the field under some pressure, rolling out, hit as he throws. Pass is almost intercepted off the right hand of Clay Matthews. What an effort there to just get a hand on it and almost bring it in.
Well, even before that, Laith Ganem just finding that corner, turning the corner, getting, Ashland lucky Jennings was there to pass block because otherwise Strotter would have taken a big hit there from Ganem. But still putting that pressure on, forcing that early pass.
But Ganem shucked Jennings relatively quickly and gave a pretty decent hit, legal hit on Strader right as he let go of the football.
And Ganem just such a difference maker for this Patriot front.
3rd and 15. And before the Tomcats will snap at a timeout requested and granted to head coach Chad Tackett. Clock stops with 5:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll keep you right here as the Patriots and Tomcats will talk things over. Well, still plenty of time left for the Tomcats to make this comeback, but something's got to develop here on this 3rd and 15 to keep this drive alive and keep that offense out on the field.
Yeah, and what's been working for him is either the the out passes to Adkins or trying to set up a couple of these wide receiver screens. It's been a while since we saw Jordan get involved, their big play guy from earlier on in the game. So a lot of options they can go to. Brandon Houston, a guy who has had a lot of success on long plays for this team so far this year. So
he's been the guy that they've targeted several times on those deep balls, just haven't come up with any of them so far.
Yeah, a lot of options here for the Tomcats to see which direction they go and if they can catch the George Washington defense unprepared.
Number is 3-7-1.
3rd and 15 on the way for the Tomcats. Trips out to the wide side of the field. That's the top of your screen. Patriots going to bring a blitz off the corner. It won't get there. Throw is complete out to Adkins, but he's going to be brought down out of bounds right around the original line of scrimmage. Patriot defense swarms to the football there after bringing a blitz off the opposite side edge from the corner.
Yeah, well-designed defensive scheme for that one. That pressure off the end really puts them, really sped up the timeline there for Strader, and found his favorite target, but just wasn't able to make much of about 4 or 5 yards.
Gives him 4. It'll be 4th and 11 now for the Tomcats. Going to keep the offense out there. Just barely into GW territory at the Patriot 47. So what do the Tomcats dial up here on 4th and 11? This could potentially be the game, depending on how the Patriots respond here, and if they can stop them, how does the offense keep itself out on the field?
Yeah, we said several times the George Washington offense has not had too terribly much success since the first quarter.
4th and 11. Strader takes a shotgun snap, surveys the field, and he is swallowed up for a second, somehow still on his feet. He's down inside the 40, but he's still shy of the first down. Flores and Giacomo come in to make the stop. Gunnar Flores, I should say, and Giacomo come in to make the stop. A good 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down, and the Patriot defense gets another 4th down stop.
It looks like they're giving it to him. Oh, no,
they're resetting the chains over on the far side of the field. Patriot football. We just want to keep this game going a little bit longer is all. 1st and 10 for the Patriot offense from their own 38-yard line. Again, it's been a heck of a ball game here on the Hill this evening, folks. Back-to-back weeks, we've had great ones here up at George Washington High School. Fenwick throws, curl route caught by Keegan Sack, still on his feet and couldn't get out of the tackle though, but he does pick up 2 yards up to the 40. Quickly was wrapped up and brought down there by Landon Himes and Tavion Thomas.
389 yards now on 39 throws tonight from Abe Fenwick. I'm running out of space on my stat sheet.
Finally starting to get himself going a little bit here now after going a little cold earlier in this second half. Fenwick drops back to pass, wants to throw deep, trying to find Hayden Hatfield. Hatfield catches it. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. Hatfield hauls it in, keeps his feet in, and he's out of bounds at the Tomcat 30-yard line. A big pickup there on 2nd and 8. Gain 30 through the air. And Fenwick now up over, 400 yards?
Right? Do math real quick. 416 yards for Abe Fenwick. Wow.
Torching the Tomcat defense tonight, but only 21 points to show for it so far.
And none since the first quarter.
Patriots would love to get on the board here and ice this one out. Read option. Fenwick keeps it himself down inside the 25. Ball's on the turf. Tomcats come up with the football. Jumping on top of it is Landon Eden. The strong safety Heads up play, saw the ball on the turf and scoops it up and covers it up for the Tomcats.
I think the Tomcats really take those fumble drills seriously. We've seen that's twice when we've seen one actively knocked out by a guy and recovered by Ashland. Great job there to flip the script in this game. Like I said, still time if Ashland can get some offense going here to try to tie this game up.
The fans in attendance have certainly gotten their money's worth tonight. 21-14, Patriots with the lead after turning the football over. Under 4 minutes to go. What can the Tomcats do here? Two receivers to each side. Strader wants to throw it quickly to the near side and overthrows his man, Asher Adkins. One of few times he's overthrown Adkins on those short routes.
Strader doesn't quite have the stat line that Fenwick does, but still almost 200 yards in the air, 62 on the ground, really helping his team here, and opportunity to get a, well, they need at least about, 78 yards to at least score, so we'll see if they can get there.
Second and 10 from the 18. Snap comes back to Strader. Throws out to the far side of the field. That is caught this time by Tyrell Jordan, excuse me. Jordan brings it up near the 25-yard line after a pack of Patriot defenders wraps him up and brings him down. Give him 8. Bring up 3rd and 2.
That's an 8-yard gain.
So again, what do the Tomcats do here? Expect them to go for it. 4-down territory at this point. A little more than 3 minutes to go and trailing by 7. Tomcats have been going for it on 4th down since the beginning of the game, pretty much, at various points in time. Little low snap. Strader able to get it up, trying to throw it deep, and simply overthrows his intended man, Asher Adkins. Giacomo and Sack in on the coverage for GW defensively. Clock stops with 3:08 to go. And here comes 4th and 2 on the way for the Tomcat offense.
Adam, if I'm Ashland here, I'm probably keeping in the hands of my big, tough quarterback to try to grind out those 2 yards.
He has been proven difficult to bring down many times this evening. See if they call his number here on 4th and 2. Tomcats need to pick up 2 yards to stay on the field. Handoff goes to Jennings, though, the tailback. Jennings still on his feet and should have enough for the first down.
Number 32 on the carry for Ashland.
Jennings picked up 3 yards, needed 2. They'll spot him at the 28-yard line as the chains move and reset with less than 3 minutes to go. Time beginning to be a factor here for the Tomcats. They have not been in any kind of hurry really this evening at all.
Especially looking back to the end of the first half. In the first half, didn't have a whole lot of urgency on that last drive they had.
Quick throw to the near side again to Adkins. Adkins going to turn upfield, gets across the 30 and gets out of bounds and stops that clock with 2:37 to go. Good awareness there by Adkins to realize that the clock is not becoming their friend, and he's got to try to preserve as much time as he can for this offense.
And 14 catches for Adkins. I don't think I've ever heard that in a single high school game in West Virginia or Kentucky, for that matter. I'm sure it's a high record, but personally haven't seen that.
4-yard pickup there for Adkins brings up 2nd and 6. 2 to each side of the field. Adkins and Jared Brown, the lone receiver, the 2 receivers to the near side. Up top, it's Jordan and Houston. Strader takes the shotgun snap, throws on a curl route, almost intercepted. Clay Matthews steps in the passing lane, just can't snare that ball out of the air, and it ends up going incomplete, intended for Jared Brown, but almost an interception for that Patriot defense. Tight throwing window there for LeBryant Strader, and 3rd down on the way for this Tomcat offense.
And Adam Matthews hasn't exactly had the game he would like to on offense, but on defense he's been being his usual self, being a very important part of that Patriot offense in the center.
3rd and 6 for Ashland. Same set. Strader takes the shotgun snap, rolls out under some pressure. Trying to throw it across the middle, and he's got his man. Catching it is Jordan. Jordan escapes one tackler, gets a block. He's across midfield, shakes off another tackle at the 45 of GW, and finally brought down at the 43-yard line. a nice conversion there on 3rd and 6 to get into GW territory at the Patriots' 43-yard line. Again, Tomcats not going away here on the hill this evening. What at first looked like it would be all GW in the first quarter, the Tomcats have responded resoundingly.
Man, that agility from Jordan. What a football move. Hard guy to tackle in a phone booth.
1st and 10 for the Tomcats from the Patriot 43. Strader takes the snap, throws out to the far side. Another one of those screens out to Adkins. Adkins is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Great job by Hunter Giacomo, the free safety, to get off the block and wrap him up and bring him down for no gain. Minute 30-ish to go here in this fourth quarter. Tomcats really need to start working with some impotence.
Urgency,
excuse me. It's been a long day, folks. Apologize for my vocabulary. Tomcats trying to air it out again. Pass incomplete. Had 2 receivers down that far side of the field.
But honestly, in this situation, throwing out of bounds is not the worst thing. Gets that clock stopped.
Especially since you already know it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, for all those great moves Jordan was able to put on in that catch, was not able to get out of bounds. So team still needs to push it down with 77 seconds left in this contest.
GW's defense got it a forced fumble and recovery last week on the final drive of the game. Patriot defense trying to come up big again here this evening in week 2. Schrader takes a shotgun snap, surveys the field, rolls out, hit as he throws, ball is left short and incomplete. 3rd and 10 on the way as the Patriot defense brings the pressure and almost gets to LeBryant Schrader, and he's a little shaken up after that.
And it took a pretty good hit to the midsection. Walking to the sideline now, doesn't look prepared to come out of the game, but still needs to talk to his coach a little bit.
They're going to get the play call here, decide what to do on 4th down and 10. He's going to stay in the game for Ashland. This right here should be the game, folks. Patriot defense can get a stop, would just need to run out the rest of the clock. Tomcats trying to keep this drive and game alive. 1:11 to go. 4th and 10 from the Patriot 43. And now a timeout requested and granted to George Washington. Or excuse me, a play clock expired. So a delay of game on Ashland. Wow, 5-yard penalty for the Tomcats. Took a little too long to get that play off.
And that we started talking about a few minutes ago. Just doesn't seem like Ashland moving with a sense of urgency you'd be expecting in this type of situation. And that's an extreme case where you run down the clock wasn't running, but still not fantastic here backing them up.
So they back it up 5 yards, 4th and 15. Schrader under pressure, wrapped up, can't be brought down, pass is thrown, and it's almost intercepted. Keegan Sack knocks it down, and the incompletion results in a turnover on downs. 1:02 to go in this game, and it should be all formalities for the Patriots to close this one out and pick up win number 2 of the season here in week number 2 of the 2020 high school football season in West Virginia.
And barring some type of miracle, this is another GW win, but man, I was impressed with Ashland. You know, we said it a couple of times lately, it kind of was starting to look like it would be a very one-sided game early on, but, you know, they snapped too. They figured out, they figured themselves out how to move the ball, and more importantly, that defense stepped up big time, getting a lot of pressure on Abe Fenwick and really slowing down that Patriot passing game after halftime.
Patriots with the football will just kneel this one out and let the clock roll. And as we now are under a minute, we know who our player of the game for Ashland is. Pretty easy to decide that one. Asher Adkins, extremely involved in this offense after not being so involved, but our overall player of the game, we're going to give it, has to go to GW though, right?
Yeah, and you know, this might not be the obvious pick. I'm going to go with Anthony Valentine. He had that huge first half, 162 yards on just 4 catches and the touchdown. You know, really opened things up. Another guy kind of like Adkins who hadn't been as heavily featured, you know, in last week's game. Looked like it was part of the game plan to try to create some mismatch with his speed on the outside. It really opened up that first half offense for the Patriots. So Anthony Valentine, player of the game for week 2, and just explosive playmaker out there, and also made some good plays on defense as well.
Yeah, he wasn't really as heavily involved last week. Just 5 carries, 47 yards. Did have that 47-yard touchdown run, but other than that, was not featured, especially in the passing game at all. Had no receptions today. He was the big play guy when the Patriots needed it. Set it up that first score of the game for GW when Sack took it in from 23 yards out. So again, Anthony Valentine, your player of the game. With Will, his stat line one more time for our viewers at home.
Valentine, player of the game, off four receptions, 62 yards, and a touchdown. He also had 1 carry on the ground, but it seemed like they really focused on him being a pass catcher in this one. Really creating mismatches, putting his speed up against Ashland linebackers, and they can split him out.
So there you go, Anthony Valentine, our Kroger player of the game. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for our broadcast this evening, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Merton Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. We also want to thank Klasky Orthodontics, Gateway Mortgage, Improved Physical Therapy, Woody Hill Attorneys, and Harris Bros Roofing. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Happy to have you with us this evening for our high school game day Par-Mar Stores Game of the Week. Another great game for us here in week 2. Will and I have had 3 broadcasts in the first 2 weeks, and every single one of them has been a stellar game from start to finish. You have not been disappointed if you've been tuning in for our broadcasts so far this year. And we're just in, again, week number 2. A lot of football still left to be played. GW will head on the road for the first time this season, as it will travel to Hurricane next week, take on a familiar head coach and foe, but new to each other there in Hurricane. Donnie Mays leaving South Charleston in the offseason, now in charge of the Hurricane Redskins program. So GW will take its 2-0 record on the road to Hurricane next week. Ashland will play a home contest next week against Wheelersburg, Ohio. A game that, again, does not give the Tomcats any RPI love for their playoff classification standings. So, but again, a competitive game that they'll expect to play next Friday night against Wheelersburg. Will, let's get your final thoughts on tonight's game here on the Hill as the Patriots come away with the victory 21-14, as we're taking a look at the Patriot football team and cheerleaders out there near midfield celebrating this win and chatting it up.
Adam, we mentioned it a little bit earlier that both coaches told us that this game every year is kind of a good kind of measuring stick early in the season, see where they're going. Both teams, I think, things have things to work on out of this one. The Patriots obviously just busted out of the gates, had that really great play in the first quarter, but really kind of fell off there in the second half. That offense unable to really string things together as well as they had. So for the Patriots, they can move forward with some consistency, but also be proud they still got this win. They still had an offense that went for well over 400 yards. And for Ashland, it's almost the opposite. They started off sluggish, let GW, like we said, kind of looked like they're going to take this game over before they settled down. That defense really got it going, was able to put pressure on Fenwick. In that passing game, they may have found one of their new stars in Adkins after that impressive, 15 catches, 108 yards, just the guy they look to get things going. So a lot to build on for both these teams. Both teams are going to be successful going forward in this season, whether it be over in Kentucky or here in the MSAC in West Virginia.
Seeing there, head ball coach for the Patriots, Steve Edwards Jr., 183 career wins as a head coach, now adding one more to his all-time record in Kanawha County. Chatting there with the West Virginia Gazette Mail reporter Ryan Pritt about tonight's win for his Patriots. Again, 21-14 victory over Ashland. You can read the full details on tonight's game on the Gazette Mail and HD websites, and you'll also be able to read about it in tomorrow morning's paper. So we encourage you to pick that up.
I still get the physical paper, Adam.
It's always nice to.
Well, I guess it's 6 days a week,
yeah. But Will and I will next be up at Laidley Field on Friday night as the Cabell Midland Knights come back to Charleston for the second week in 3 weeks after a bye week this week. It'll be the second of 3 trips to the capital city in the first month of the season for the Cabell Midland Knights. Again, Capital will play host to Cabell Midland next week. We'll have the call of that contest as the Patriots are on the road taking on the Hurricane Redskins. We appreciate you joining our contest here this evening, our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. I want to thank our production crew this evening, Media Center, doing a fantastic job as always. Dan Shreve, our cameraman, and our producer-director, Ethan Young, doing a fantastic job as always. We appreciate their work, and we appreciate you, the viewer, tuning in to our broadcast this evening. Hope you join us next week for Cabell Midland and Capital. That'll do it for us here on the Hill. Patriots win 21-14 over the Ashland Tomcats. That'll do it for us here on our high school game day Parmar Stores Game of the Week. We'll see you next Friday night. Have a good weekend, everybody.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. You have to make certain that the lawyer you hire has your best interests at heart. We typically meet our clients at the worst times of their lives, and it's our job to help them. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia.
Joining me, high-profile lawyer Ben Salango. Ben, it's a real honor to have you on.
In fact, many of our cases come from other lawyers. Lawyers who've worked with us, lawyers who've worked against us, and even those who've merely heard of our results. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.